Hello, everyone. Welcome to Watch for Falling Meteors, number 40. Um, uh, I got nothing else. Let's just get the summary going. So everybody has inspiration, so it looks like I'm recapping tonight. Um,
Yay, DM recap.
Yay!
yeah, so I don't know. You guys are missing out on inspiration. So last session was pretty straightforward. While traveling with Pomus, I think, the river guide Pomus up the
Pormus.
Pormus. Gotcha. Okay. I'm gonna have to kill him so I don't have to remember his name anymore. After traveling northwest up the Asanda River from the village of Promayama, along the way, Weedle from atop the mast of the raft had caught sight of a wyvern with a wyvern rider atop it, slowly paralleling them on the to their west. Eventually, the rider made his way out of sight, dipped up into the clouds, only to return about 30 minutes later and on a gentle gliding descent directly towards the raft coming from the north. As he got closer and closer, about a quarter mile out, he disappeared below the reeds, which grow 6 to 8 feet above the waterline. And we'd all moved down from the mast to get ready for a fight, as did the rest of the group. Thanks to the ritual water walking magic that was provided by Nace, the party was able to spread out literally across the river on both banks. However, the coming wyvern did not happen at the time they expected. Instead, Gamelon and Nace both spotted or heard disturbances crashing through the reeds as the party was set upon by 3 trolls who seemed to be attacking in concert with the approaching wyvern. After a fairly
They had us surrounded, those poor
yeah,
bastards.
after a fairly pitched battle, the trolls went down relatively quickly after dealing a small bit of punishment out. But before they were fully finished off, the wyvern crested the eastern horizon, and the sorcerer riding atop it dismounted, flying through the air, while the wyvern mounted its own attack. Despite despite a successful attack run by the wyvern, the sorcerer's lightning bolt was countered by Nace, leaving him screwed, frankly, as very quickly his flight spell was interrupted and he plummeted to the ground. Saved by a feather fall from a magic item he was wearing, it did not keep him alive much longer. After salvaging a pouch of 500 gold from the sorcerer and finding an amulet that he was wearing, it was determined that whoever wears this amulet can see through the eyes of its matching amulet that exists somewhere else. Rather than tamper with this item, Gamelon decided to destroy this amulet after one fantastic attempt, cracking the amulet and dispersing the magic that was contained within it, reducing it now to a hunk of low-quality gold.
Hey, it's gold.
Bulk smash.
Yeah. So, with that said, that's where we left off. Before we finished, the party did manage to also identify the ring that the sorcerer was wearing, which is a ring of spell storing. After a bit of hemming and hawing and eventually holding him down, they managed to force it onto Weedle's fingers, giving them a second counterspeller in the group. And that's where we're going to pick up.
Never seen someone so distraught over getting a magic item.
It doesn't match.
It doesn't match.
It matched nothing I'm wearing.
You have
It's
armor
gold.
you have armor that changes into whatever you want it to look like. Can't you make it
Yeah.
match?
He
Sorry,
could.
I'm the DM. That's not my call. That's what
It's
Pormus says.
glittering
Sorry,
gold
that's
all
what
the
Pormus
time.
says. Pormus says, I've seen that armor change like 4 times. Can't you just add some gold frill?
And I just look at him and say, no.
Sparkles.
He
And I turned
resumes he resumes tolling the raft.
I turned it to pewter.
It's a beauty.
That armor's wearing you.
Oh my god.
That armor's wearing you.
I
Jesus.
just want to know how Weedall could go around mismatching.
Two
like
of them?
this.
All right, ban you and ban you. That was rough. Okay.
I give him a couple of hours. What happened?
2
Uh,
bands already?
We
Yeah.
had some.
Get
we had
Twitch spammers in the chat.
bots.
So, Pormus sets the raft to moving northward again. Well, upriver. Although the river moves so slowly, like there's not even like surface ripples. The water's pretty stagnant, not moving fast at all.
Weedall's gonna go pout in his perch.
Okay. I need someone to roll a d6 for me. I want to reiterate that traveling through these lands involves random encounter tables because these are dangerous lands. It's not always up to me what you encounter.
We encounter 1.
That was the
Not
wrong
mine.
roll.
Way to go, Ranger.
Who did that to us? Oh
Oops.
man,
Somebody's dying.
the Ranger.
All right.
And
let me
Ball of Annihilation.
grab-
Yeah, Spear of Annihilation.
Seer of Annihilation. Yeah.
A pack of green dragons.
Whoops.
I've got 1 chance at this.
Put this here. Oh. Okay. So, as you are moving your way along the stream, Weedall, to the west, you catch just a glimpse, some silhouettes mostly that you see through the distant reeds, because the reeds grow probably 100, between 50 to 100 feet from the river's edge. They thin pretty quickly though after like the first 20, 30 feet. But then there are high grasslands, like tall grass and the occasional scrub trees that do well in arid climates. But you can see just some silhouettes, and you see what looks to be probably 20 humanoid figures moving basically along the river. They seem to be getting closer to the river. At the moment, they do not appear to notice you. The raft makes no noise, and the mast only barely reaches the top of the reeds from the water level.
All right.
Can you share the map when you get a chance?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. This is
I
just...
was on a different computer yesterday.
Oh, yeah, no problem at all. So this is just the regular map
that's
that
the
we're using right
wilderness
now.
map. Okay.
The wilderness map, yeah.
I'm gonna let everybody know that there are creatures to our west, and I'll keep an eye on them.
Sure, give me a perception check.
Wait, real
So-
quick. Do you see this?
Yeah,
I see what looks like a scallop with a
fancy
hole in the
donut?
middle.
Looks like a power ring.
Scallop with the
Oh, it's hot! Oh my god.
Warm donut.
It's a homemade donut.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So not a scallop with a hole in it. Okay.
It's way better.
What the fuck, man?
I've been watching a lot of Kitchen Nightmares lately. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. All right. So you scrutinize for a bit, Weedle, as you're keeping an eye on them, and you catch the occasional pike, and you recognize it's definitely humanoids moving in formation. Height-wise, they look to be about human height. You don't catch any... you see a lack of glint, because the sun is quite bright and high in the sky right now. You don't catch a glint of metal outside of the occasional glint off of weaponry, which is typically long spears or even pikes. It looks
So I
like
get
at
the
least
sense
half
this
of
is-
them have pikes.
Do I get the sense that this is a ragtag group, or are they walking with precision?
The way
like
they're... So that's what you
fairy?
do notice. The way they're moving, they seem to be moving in formation.
Okay.
Like you can see 4 discrete lines. Just
But they're
they're paralleling the
all
river, but
used
you
to-
can tell from what you can see ahead, they're going to intersect the river soon.
okay. But they're traveling the same direction we are. Or are they traveling counter? To
They're
us?
heading north. So the river runs northwest, but you're currently on a northern stretch, and it's going to start... You can see ahead that it's starting to bend to the northwest. So they're heading just north alongside you, but eventually
minute.
they're going to reach the river.
The river
Are they gonna cross
runs.
it?
The river runs southeast, right? But we're going northwest.
I'm sorry. Yes. You're going against the flow of the river.
Right,
The river
right.
flows southeast.
I was gonna have a mental issue with your map then, but we're all good. We're all good.
Yeah.
All right.
no,
well,
you're
I'll just-
starting at the swamp and going to Pramiyama. No, I'm just kidding.
I will let everybody know there appears to be a military formation of about a bunch with pikes.
20 guys, yeah.
But I'm
Not
not yelling it. I'm just letting them know.
Are
Sure.
they the good guys or the bad guys?
The answer is yes.
Let them cross. They're not
Yeah, you
our
have-
issue. We have
You're not
our
able
own
to tell as of yet,
I
Weedall.
don't
They're
know.
too
You'd look
far
better
away
with
to.
a little bit of gold on that armor.
They're too
That's-
far away to make any identifying marks.
No, I don't know. I don't know friend or foe.
Yeah, do I recognize him?
Well, are you
Perception
gonna?
out there?
You will have to climb up onto the mast if you would like to check. Otherwise, you're too low to the ground. From the raft level, you can't see over the reeds. It's only because he's climbed up a 20-foot mast.
I'll guidance you up there.
Okay.
Yeah, you can guidance him. Okay, so Brian, you roll the d4. Go ahead and give me an athletics check, Steve. You do
Oh.
not have to put it in
Ooh.
the tower.
Add 4
Athletics
to it.
or acrobatics, it's up to you. You
Add
can be a nimble
4.
climber.
Just do a rope trick.
Ooh.
I'm going down to
Cast
kind
a
of,
spell to climb up.
I'm going down just to try to like be there in case.
And don't worry about it. I can boost him.
I'm afraid the
strong.
mast. That's true. Brian could just toss you up there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Whoo!
Oh,
That's a joke. It's gonna go badly.
are you sure? Okay, I'm not going to, but I'm just saying, look at this roll.
The mast is pointed.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that wouldn't have done well.
It was an 11.
That would not.
I
The
get
DC was
plus
higher
8
than 10.
Anyways,
It was a higher
Stefan-
difficulty than 10.
Then I
Stefan
got
a
it.
Throw
20.
a grown man to the top of a 20-foot mast. It's a pretty big roll.
And
Oh,
then
that was your
plus
perception.
4.
Keep
Oh,
our
Okay.
foot
14. Okay, climbing the mast. The good news is you don't fall. The bad news is
Yay.
you are not making
Wait,
progress up the
He
mast
got a
either.
14. 'Cause you
Yeah.
should add 4 to that.
Yep.
Yeah, I
No,
did.
he had a
That's
Okay,
why you
yeah, I
didn't
did it.
fall. So
He had a
Yep.
10.
Yay. Didn't die. Whew.
Our
Yeah.
mission is ours alone. We were told we'd get no support. We can expect none and need not interfere with them. Let them
I was just
cross.
thinking it might be a patrol, like
Who
for the
cares?
good
Let them
guys.
cross.
Ignoring him.
I
They'll be red shirts
feel
anyway,
a
so let's not worry
fireball
about
coming on.
Gameon's like, I got this covered. Don't worry. Would you say they're in tight formation?
If they're
Um,
marching, probably.
Yeah.
Can I
We-
counterspell
we-
our own fireball?
Yes.
Why?
We have a
You
camo
could,
netting. We have a camo netting.
It'd
Don't
be
we?
one way to get the ring taken away from me.
Didn't Pormus
No,
say we had
we
a
just want
camo
to put
netting?
counterspell in it.
He has camo netting to string over the raft at night, but like he can't deploy it with the sail up. So he's got it
so
when the
lower-
sail's down. He can string a camo net over it so that aerial patrols don't spot him.
So lower the sail, string the netting, and let's wait for them to cross.
Okay. Do you? Pormus is fine with that. He starts lowering the sail immediately. Do you want him to keep pulling the raft, or just wait? Because if
Let's
you
into the
stop
shore.
here, like if you stop here, you won't know if they've crossed or not
What?
because it's too far upriver.
Oh,
Unless
well,
somebody
we
goes to
pull-
check themselves.
We should pull a little bit farther so we can kind of see around the corner.
He
Okay.
knows the river fairly well, and then I'll go hide in the reeds.
Yeah, he could describe to you where the crossing is. It's about 100 yards upriver, is where
Okay.
It's not so much a crossing; it's just a ford where the water's really shallow. Like
And
it's just shallow enough that the raft will almost drag.
Weedle's
so-
Go
out.
do your
Yeah.
stealth thing. Tell
Weedle's
us when
out.
they're
He's
cross.
stealthing in the reeds, and he's
Okay.
doing reckoneering.
Okay, is everyone else staying at the raft then?
I'm staying back until I hear otherwise, and then I'll charge along the water like the godly bringer of doom I am.
Okay, Pormus is able to take you about 100 feet. That's where the bend starts. So he just tells you if you follow up 100 feet, you can't miss it. You'll see a couple protruding stones, and there's some well-worn tracks on either side of the river where people cross. It's about 40 feet from end to end at the crossing. So, Weedall, this is just for you then. Everybody else, you don't know this is happening. Weedall, you slip along the reeds. For those watching him, as soon as like 4 reeds are between you and him, you lose sight of him. You whisper away and quickly move along the riverbank. It doesn't take you long to find the ford. How close do you want to get? You do not see the soldiers there yet.
I want to get fairly close. I mean, if I
Okay,
can.
you can still
close
hear
enough-
them moving.
Yeah.
As far as having reeds for cover, the reeds can get you within about 30 feet of the
Okay.
ford.
That's
And
fine.
at that point, that's when they start to disperse. You could
Yeah, I
actually
wanna-
get within 10 feet of the ford because you would still have light concealment. Because you don't need heavy concealment to stay hidden. You just need it to hide to begin with.
I want to get as close as I can and still be reasonably confident that I can remain.
So if you don't
hidden.
want to leave heavy concealment, you could get about 30 feet away.
That's fine.
Okay, so you creep up, you get about just to the edge of the thickest reeds, and kind of hunker down. The whole time you can hear them moving along. As the patrol continues up, you start to catch sight of the lead elements coming. It is 20 human men. Can you give me a history check?
I can.
No.
Yeah, it's up to you. Wow. Okay, so that was a natural 20, just FYI. So,
Alright.
as you are down in the reeds and you see them, like the first, they are at this point marching 2 by 2. I'm sorry, 2 by 10. But as you see them coming up, the front two men are wearing breastplates that have easily recognizable Darrican markings.
Mhm.
And but as they start to move in, you notice, like you can tell by skin color, by facial appearance, jaw structure, hair. This is an element of Darrican soldiers that are moving along. Most of them are wearing leather armor, have a wooden buckler, and what looks like a short sword. Some of the bigger guys are also carrying a long spear. Like every fifth guy has a long spear. Plus the two guys in the very back have pikes. And the ones with pikes actually have shields slung over their backs. But yeah, it's 20 men. They look weathered, sweaty, and they seem completely oblivious to your presence.
And
They
Derrick
are
is where Akaros is and where our
Yeah.
trader.
Okoros, Darrican City, Castellan Keep. Yeah, that's
Okay.
all. Not Castellan Keep. Corin Keep.
Corin.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Yeah. Are they talking or just marching?
Not so much. At the moment, none of them appear to be talking. They just seem to be walking. They look weary. They look tired. And you can see their pace slow a little bit. And then there's an abrupt, company halt. And they stop at the ford. And you see a couple of the younger looking soldiers run down the line collecting the guys kind of towards the back. They hop out and everyone starts slinging water skins over their arms as they all make their way down and start filling canteens or like water skins. And the other troops kind of break up a little bit into groups, and most of them kind of just sit by the river. Some of them putting their feet in. There is a large shade tree here, so some of them are clustering up under that. You can see rations being broken out.
They look
you-
weary from marching, or do they appear battle weary?
They look battle weary. They look so as you have more time to watch. Some of them have bandages, nicks, cuts, bruises. They also look very weathered though. Like they just look very sandy and tired. They've been out in the shit for a while. It looks like. You see a couple guys break out. They're sharpening weapons. Just general resting and keeping their equipment ready. One of them is going through them, and you can see checking bandages and wounds that some of the soldiers have. Most of them are in pretty good shape still, but just checking a bandage on someone's side or checking if someone's stitches on their arm have broken.
That's fine. I think I've seen all I need to see. If I haven't heard any conversations, then I'm going to slink back to the group and tell them what I've
Okay.
seen.
Before you leave, then you do see the two guys in the lead who are actually wearing full breastplates over their leather skirting. They are kind of off by themselves, talking a little bit. They actually walk closer to you. They're completely unaware of you, and they're sitting, snacking on rations, and just talking about where they're headed to. You see one of them's checking a map. They are, from what you piece together from their conversation, they're continuing their way north. They've had 3 skirmishes with the Master's forces. They managed to stop to blunt the southern approach. But they are a scouting group. This is not like a main division of the army. This isn't one of the legions. They are a scouting group that was formed from remnants of a legion, and they are now trying to make their way north to meet up with one of the last pushes across the Sin Desert towards what am I trying to say? Towards Darrican.
Swamp?
Towards the Darrican.
Darrican.
I'm sorry, towards Darrican. So the forces they are heading to meet are north of the caravan trails. So, or actually, you guys on your map can see the northern caravan trail. They're basically heading to the northern end of that, because that's really the pass that both of those caravan trails are the pass that take you into, because the eastern one takes you directly to where you came from, but those are the ones that take you into Darrican proper, to the border. The northern one leads you more into Galantry. But they are making their way north. Apparently, the majority of the fight right now is happening northwest of the fork in the caravan trail.
I'm going to go back and report back to the group. They're not enemies. They're Darrican soldiers. They're a forward scouting group. They're attempting to get north of the trail. Same place we want to go, basically. Perhaps to go back to Darrican.
Well, then let's go. I see no reason to hide from them.
Yep.
Okay.
Did I catch any of their names?
Yeah, actually. So, I'm getting my adventure notes out so that I actually write this down, because I never do. Come on, scroll. There we go. DM adventure notes. Okay, so as you were listening, you caught their names. They're both sergeants. One of them is named Danvern, and the other one is Oliver. Both of them basically had a squad each, and then they were tasked together to get their squad north.
Okay.
All right.
From what you did piece together, that the southwest front is actually doing all right, but not so much because of clear victories, but because of more of a half-hearted feint in this direction. The Master's forces didn't really amass and try and come in from the south that hard. The push they made on Pramayama was the biggest fight that they've had to the south. But Darrican, the general, not this general, because this was a new general coming back into the fight. The original general had basically split forces evenly for both approaches, and got feinted and outmaneuvered. So there was some grumbling as they were talking about that he was a hereditary general. So they seem pleased with the new general that's come in, because he might be a cold, calculating asshole, but he's smarter and he's been in a war before, so they seem more confident with his direction.
Okay. Back to the group.
Okay.
Are we pulling up
Well, then
river?
we'll strike our sail and sail around the corner in
Okay.
glorious fashion.
Pormus seems quite content to follow your lead. He doesn't seem nervous about it. And once he hears they're Derrican soldiers, he gets the sail hoisted back up, and with some poling to help, it doesn't take long for you to come around the corner. As you
Hey.
do, there.
Hey,
Oh, go ahead.
before we go around the corner, we'd like to do it in fashion.
Oh, okay.
So, come on, drag and drop. There you go.
Nice. You're gonna cast daylight.
Isn't it like noon?
It doesn't matter. I shine like the noon sun anyway.
What are you
there's
casting?
no change.
What are you casting daylight on? Well, the source of it's going to change when they start
It's
casting
me.
shadows on the tree, double shadows. Oh, so you're just going to make yourself glow? I
Yeah,
thought
I
daylight's
glow.
cast on something specific.
A point I choose within range.
Oh, yeah, okay.
If I choose a point on an object I'm holding, it shines from the object and moves with it. So,
All right.
the necklace of teeth I'm wearing.
Okay, awesome. Talk amongst yourselves. It's time to go tuck her. I guess she's ready early. I'll be right back.
Behold the wondrous magistrate.
Yeah, very shiny.
What level spell is that?
Weedall's not talking to Gamelon now.
There goes a fireball.
Are
I've
we
got a
still on
spare
the
one in
wilderness
that
map
rock.
or
It's
what?
fine.
You wasted a 3rd level spell on daylight.
Yeah.
What about light?
I don't think
You need a particularly impressive idiom when dealing with the average common man.
But we have it. I know their
Oh.
names. I could go up and say, "Hey, Sergeant Danvers and Sergeant Oliver, how are you?" And that would stun them
And
more
now
than
when I
your
cast
daylight.
thaumaturgy to increase the scope of my voice, and I yell out, "Behold, Sergeant Danvers and Sergeant Oliver."
What was the name of the guy we met before we came in the desert?
Which one?
The
hobo?
dude who was riding on horseback.
It didn't have a name.
He was like leading the troops over here, and then he met us in Promayama.
Saris?
That sounds right. General Meteor is the general.
No,
No.
it's Saris. Saris was leading
Saris.
troops to war.
Saris.
Yeah, he's the guy we talked to.
I didn't think that was his name. Okay, I do have it in notes.
He wasn't General Meteor.
No, General Meteor is the general at Promayama.
Yeah, but Saris was the dude who just met on the road.
Well, he was like leading all the new troops.
Yeah, he had a whole column that he was convoying into Pramayama. And he's the same guy we talked to. He led us around, introduced us to folk, and played guide to us in town. Hey, Steve. Pass it up.
Right?
So, if these guys are going the direction that we're going, maybe it'd be good to travel with a group of 20 soldiers.
If they're going to march that way, but I mean, look at the way.
Disagree.
If
They're going up to the road. We're going to the swamp. Like,
right.
I forgot why we're going to the swamp, other than it was just in the general direction of the road.
because
we're heading the direction of the temple we found in the far northwest, because we're oath bound to do so, or bad shit happens to me specifically.
Malakaz is in the swamp, along with
Malakaz
the
is in
eyes
the swamp.
watching us.
Well, I think the eyes watching us were
The rings
there are-
and,
the rings and
Scorpions are guarding what we seek.
well, the scorpions are guarding the temple. Yeah. Malakaz is like a lieutenant or something, a watcher in the swamp.
so we're looking for a temple in the swamp.
Well, we're looking
I got her.
to go through the swamp to the far northwest.
Or not.
Specifically. The swamp is supposedly like a lieutenant or some kind of holdout where the ogres are making base or foundation.
Hey, do you want to be more impressive with your daylight?
Yeah.
You should walk in front of the raft.
Oh, good call.
Yep.
But if they're going to get up to that,
They're going this way.
no.
No?
No, they're going.
They're going this
They're
way?
going north of the caravan trails.
Caravan trails, yeah. they're going north, which is to Derricken, which is that way.
Yes, but they have to get to the caravan trails.
Oh, so you're saying let
They
them
have
march?
to go through the swamp. They're
You're saying
parallel
let
on
them
the
march
river.
with us along the river?
Yeah, or we march with them and send
Sure.
Wormus back.
I can make food for 15 people a day.
I'm sure they have their own provisions. I mean, they're eating them right now.
Hopefully, they're kind of rough shape.
We don't need to blow any more spells on him because I get the feeling Jason's not going to let us rest very much.
Hut.
I have a fourth. And
We can't be attacked, but that doesn't mean we can rest.
We
I have
have
a
8
fourth.
hours where they
Yeah.
can't get through my bubble.
I know, but if you've got things slamming against the bubble, you're not going to get rested.
Or a counter spell or something against it.
Well, they'd have to, I think, dispel magic it.
So even if it didn't dispel, just them throwing rocks at it or something else would keep you from long resting.
I mean, there's a lot of greenery we can hide in here. We already blew one wizard up. I've got 3 third levels, a 4th level, and a 1st level left. That's not an insignificant amount of firepower.
No, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Plus your Ion Stone.
Well, I've got 2 third levels, the Ion Stone, which is a fireball.
Mm-hmm. All right. I guess I'm just used to playing lower levels. This higher level stuff is different.
I mean, I saved a fair number of spells, which is why I felt comfortable, blowing the daylight on this just for RPG purposes.
So our choices continue up the river after we talk to these people, see what they can tell us, or
Right.
just travel with them through the swamp because I think they have to traverse the swamp in order to get to where they're going.
Either that or go around it, right?
Yeah, well, not an option for us. I don't know where on this map we are. I'm guessing here-ish.
Hey,
I would
Scott,
say hereish.
Yes.
Look
I
at
can
that.
make the interior dimly lit or dark. Magic can't come through the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if they counterspell it, or not counterspell, sorry, dispel magic it, it's gone. And even if you make it completely opaque and they just hurl ballistia bolts at it all night long, it's probably not going to be the most restful.
Yeah, but do you think they're going to?
They've got wizards on wyverns. Wizards on wizards on wizards on wizards.
It's in docks.
But I mean, wait until nighttime. We can park the boat somewhere
And
just
black it
set
out.
it up on shore, and we'll be in the middle of
That was
reeds.
fast.
Yeah, but if we're with these schmucks, we're going to have
That is just
campfires and
awful.
such.
Oh, I'm not saying be with these.
You're a good daddy, but you're an awful person.
It was terrible.
Hey,
It's so bad.
Jason,
Yeah.
Jason, your job's not to be her friend. Your job's to be her dad.
Yeah, I know. She's up there. It was rough
Also,
though.
keep her off the pole.
She's like, Daddy hug. Yeah. Daddy hug again. Okay. She was really didn't want me to leave. Okay, so
They go over it.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna walk out in front of the raft and use thaumaturgy to amplify my voice as I'm blowing around the corner
Okay.
and yell forth, "Behold, Sergeant Danvers, Sergeant Oliver,
Oh God.
we come in friendship."
Okay, so as you emerge, and this is with the daylight spell too, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay, so there's this aura whoa, shining around you as there's basically a small sun emanating from you, and
Andy's
there's a
walking on
scramble.
water.
People are, oh God, you're walking on water too. Jesus Christ.
He said in front of the boat.
on
Yeah.
the boat.
Okay, so
Literally.
give me a
So
persuasion
they think
check.
you're Christ, basically, as you walk.
Yeah,
in.
give me a persuasion check
Persuasion?
or intimidation, depends what you're going for.
No. Guidance. Yeah.
Okay.
Super persuasive.
So there's a scramble, and people are scooping, diving for weapons. You see the poor teens that are trying to fill all these canteens are these water skins are slugging out of the water now with 10 water skins on them each. So they're carrying 10 quarts of water. So they're and they get out of the water, and everyone looks, and then there's just kind of a stopped and this stunned silence as you come around the corner, and then the two sergeants look at each other with alarm, and then they kind of relax a little bit because you don't seem to be doing anything overtly hostile yet, and you know their names. So they look, and then one of them kind of snaps out of it and calls, Who goes there? How do you know my name? Behind him, you can see a shuffle of the other soldiers. You feel like they're moving kind of erratically. They're definitely not... I don't know. They seem battle drilled well enough. They should have been in two coherent lines by now, and they're kind of stumbling around. Like they've forgotten to get in formation. They're just in kind of a cluster, and none of them have their weapons ready. They're definitely stunned.
General Meteor sends us north on special mission. It is just our luck to encounter you on the way.
General Meteor. Then, and we didn't establish this, but they have a keyword response. So whatever it is, you guys can decide what it was. He gives the keyword.
Airships.
So, like
No, it was
that's
summer
right.
sausage.
Yeah, summer sausage.
Sausage.
All right, then he
Behold,
calls out.
our bountiful sausage.
Okay, yeah, because he's like, General Mito sent you in the summer.
And we bring much sausage.
Okay.
It is a sausage fest.
Yes, you could say it is a veritable sausage fest. All right, they visibly relax at that. Like you can see something kicks in, like that's a familiar response instead of a giant turtle walking on water, glowing like the sun.
You've never seen us before.
Yeah.
Is this
Well,
so
you haven't
strange
seen-
to your sight?
Yeah. So they kind of relax a little, and he turns to the others and indicates they can rest at ease. They start to move about. Everybody's eyes on you still, but they start to at least relax a little.
And the raft will come around the corner behind me with the remainder of the folk.
Okay. Yeah, so they kind of see the raft coming as it comes around. They don't seem too alarmed. Danver is walking up. He's kind of shielding his eyes a little because, like, you're super fucking bright.
Yeah, I am.
And he says, So, you're traveling up the river.
Oh, goodness.
May I ask
We
your
are.
mission?
We head to the swamp first, and then thenceforth to deal with the master.
The master himself?
The master himself.
Forgive me, I was not aware we knew where the master was.
We know enough.
Very well. My men and I are crossing here and making our way north. We plan to skirt the edges of the salt swamp, though. Are you sure you wish to travel that land? It is a foul place.
We go where we must. Can't be any fouler than where we've been.
I'll take your word for it. You seem to be an adventuring troop. Should I have heard of you?
I'll tone down this.
You tone it down a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Turn it down to 8.
Yeah, turn it down from 11.
From 11.
There are some who know us as the unknowables.
So you don't want to tell me then? I'm just kidding. He says, he actually turns and Oliver kind of nods and he's like, well, apparently Sergeant Oliver's heard of you. Sergeant Oliver's a little bit younger and he says, hi,
Oh, bless you.
heard news of ye doing work at Corin Keep. My father works there.
Aye, Lord Jadaran's a good friend of ours. We helped him reclaim his ancestral keep.
That's what I heard.
And in exchange, he helps us with trade for our freehold.
Freehold, my liege. He says, my lord. He kind of bows his head. He doesn't like kneel or anything.
None of that now.
Oh. Sorry, we did not know you held title.
We would travel with you for a while if you wish, but we must go into the swamp, so we cannot guide you further.
My men plan to make camp here for the eve, and then first thing in the morning we cross and head north. We won't be going anywhere near the swamp. If you're sticking to the river, I fear we'll part tomorrow.
Yes, we've had some trouble
By the
with
way,
trolls.
oh, we've got a little arrow here. I can move that arrow to show where you guys are now.
Yeah,
didn't
that's what
notice
we were
that.
wondering.
Here.
That's where we were guessing.
Oh, well, your arrow was pretty good. I'm gonna do this though. Actually, no, I'm
We-
not. What am I doing? I don't want to draw
You have
that.
a token.
Yeah, I'm getting your token now.
That's a large circle.
Yeah, you're in this area.
Somewhere in that
Somewhere in
area.
that
All danger.
I didn't want to make it too easy on you. Okay.
Meteor strike range is somewhere in there.
Somewhere in this area.
You're roughly in this
Tokens,
150-mile
share.
radius
Whoops.
circle.
Is it under host? Where did I put? I'm trying to figure out where I put your token.
In Pariyama.
Here we go.
Yeah, we're in Pariyama or
This is
Pramiyama.
probably going to be too big, but oh no, that's perfect. Okay, make it a little bigger.
Well, there's the group of us on
Okay,
Pramiyama.
so you started here.
I requested to move us.
This was. Yeah, you're there where I just put that token.
All right.
Oh, that was close.
Well, we'll
Oh,
camp here for the
ha!
night if you wish.
You had a token. It was still in Pramiyama.
Wait, are
Um,
these mics on, or is it just
Apparently
him?
not.
We're all
Yeah.
muted.
Funny stuff.
I figured nobody wanted to hear the baby crying.
Yeah, we'll camp here for the eve if you wish, but we must proceed on the river as we go. We had some light contact with trolls and wyverns this morning, but it was nothing that was more than a minor distraction.
So relaying from them, so you make camp for the night. The sergeant tells you that like they're going to have 2 men on watch all night. So if you would like to get a full night's rest without having to set a watch, they'll be sure to alert you if anything happens. Little stunned to hear about the trolls. They said they had seen the Wyvern Rider previously. He fired a lightning bolt off at them that took out 2 people.
Yeah, he tried that with us too. Didn't get him very far.
They're quite thankful to hear that.
Have you seen anything else around here?
Not west. I mean, they've encountered the nomad forces, but that's mostly humanoids with occasionally orcs. They have seen some bugbears as well, which would be a giant hairy goblin is a bugbear. So one of the forces they had encountered, they skirted them. They warned you that they were heading north the last time they encountered them. So it's possible that that you would encounter them on the river. They were heading that direction. So on the map, he would estimate that somewhere somewhere around there would have been the trajectory they had whenever they encountered them. They skirted around them. They had a minor skirmish, but when they left, they didn't give pursuit. That was a rather large group. They were retreating after a clash with forces from Pramiyama, from what they could tell. They were at reduced strength, but they were still a very large force. And they saw mounted nomads, as it looked like outriders, short bows and quivers along the horses. And then they also encountered there were orcs with that contingent, and they saw bugbears.
So you're saying there's a chance to kill orcs?
Possibly. He doesn't know. There were a lot of them. He would say their total numbers would have been 40, 50 of the entire force. But they were moving north when they encountered them. They were fortunate that they weren't heading for this crossing, but they don't know where they're headed. They don't know if they're headed to cross the river, if they're just patrolling, and they don't know where they're going. But anyways, he warned you that you might
Good to
encounter
know.
them. If you continue following the river northwest, it's possible you could run into them.
Thank you.
He said the next crossing is at that square he pointed to, or the hex. This corner here is the next crossing, where the river gets shallow enough to move a mass number of men across. Because here the water's only about 3 feet deep or so at the ford that they're crossing at.
Does Tormes
The rest
know
of the river is
crossing?
typically 5 to 8 feet deep. Sorry?
Tormes knows of this crossing. Does he think there's a place that we could raft up and then I can do a reconnaissance?
He said that, yeah, there's he knows the crossing they're talking about. He doesn't normally go that far north. Normally when he uses the river, it's to this point. He doesn't go beyond this point very often, because normally he takes troops to here where they're either he's picking them up and taking them back to Promiamus, or he's bringing them up to here and then they deploy north or west. But yes, he knows the crossing. The last time he was there, the crossing was almost too shallow to take a raft across, but the river is at its high season right now, so it's a little deeper this time of year, where he could probably get the raft across it.
No, my question is, does he know a place up short of the crossing that he could
So-
hide the raft?
So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just rambling, but I guess Pormus is too. So he finally gets to the point. Yes, there's actually the crossing is at a spot where the river veers back and forth like 4 times. So there are a whole bunch of bends where the river takes almost a 180-degree turn over a wide curve back and forth, and it's what causes the river level to get really low right there, because there's just the water gets slowed so much. That's why it's shallow there. But yeah, so there's plenty of opportunities to stop the raft and move in on foot. In fact, it's quicker to cross that area on foot than it is by raft.
Okay.
So other than that, they're thankful to have you around. They just have iron rations among them. They're willing to share them if you need food. But otherwise, the rest of the evening is, the soldiers themselves are interested in chatting with you, hearing news from Derrican. Really anywhere. A couple of them ask if, they're curious if you're going to be returning to Derrican before they would be able to, which it's pretty apparent you're not. A lot of them wish you luck. They think what you're doing is very important and critical to the war.
I'll create some food and water for what it's worth. Can't feed all
Okay.
of us, but it can feed some of us.
Okay. How many people can you feed with great
15.
food and water? 15? Well, there's only 20 of them. They're happy to supplement what they have with any food you create, because to them it's glorious, because great food and water actually makes legit food, right? It's not just porridge, is it?
I mean, it's not fancy food, but it's food.
Right, but if it's fruit and meat,
I'll
or
Better than
anything-
army ration.
yeah,
I'll
it's
make
better
it for
than they're eating hardtack biscuits basically. So
Mm-hmm.
it's paradise
it is
for them.
clean. It's barrels of clean, pure water and a separate set of nourishing food.
Okay, then yeah, this is fruits, vegetables, grains, breads, whatever. I mean, it's actually really good food. So it's paradise for them. Their cook actually kind of makes some fruit pastes, and he's not really their cook, just one of the soldiers who happens to have
Augmented.
he was an apprentice chef before he was drafted. So the one thing you do know is all these kids, including the sergeants, because they're all pretty young, all of them were drafted. None of them volunteered for this war. They were all these are bottom of the barrel. The volunteers had already been sent in to fight. So all of them had their lives uprooted and are just trying to get through it at this point.
And any who need repairs throughout the evening, I have mending for minor fixes. And
Okay,
we'll do a quick sermon at the end of the day.
Yeah, so they did have an apprentice wizard who was actually an apprentice war mage who was traveling with them, part of their larger group before they became the Splinter Force. But he was killed while taking out an enemy wizard. Basically, they both left each other defenseless, and then the enemy forces were able to overwhelm them. But he left himself. He was taken out in the process. So they haven't had anyone to mend or anything like that. So they're quite thankful for any help you can give there. You patch up quite a few pieces of armor, mend weapons, weapon halves that are cracked, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Simple things. All in the name of Ixion, so they know who this proper boon belongs to.
Oh, well then, there's actually a couple people there who's, none of them directly worship Ixion, but several of them have parents who are, they're associated with the Pantheon of Light, and so Ixion's one of the leading immortals in that pantheon. So,
then let it be known that he who follows in the light shall proceed in light.
Well then, you might get a couple converts while you're here. A couple of them not quite mumbling through the prayers, like they've actually heard them before, so it's convincing. Outside of that, the evening passes uneventfully. It's quiet. The night's pretty still. Oliver and Danver both remark that it's been a while since they haven't seen that silhouette flying around in the sky. So there have been many aerial patrols, and it was never possible to tell if it was one person or if it's multiples, because normally a patrol spots you, and then shortly afterwards a ground force attacks. But you see no aerial patrols in the sky tonight, so either they were waiting for that guy to come back and it spooked them, or he was the only guy out here. But for whatever reason, nothing's flying up and down basically all of this Greenland usually has someone flying over it.
In pursuit of the ring of protection, I will ask around, doing some homework, trying to find this ring.
Among these guys?
Yeah, just trying.
Okay.
You
can bring it up. Okay, they haven't got a clue. Like, all of them are stunned at the idea. Like, none of them have ever even held a magic weapon. They've only seen it a couple times. So
this glow.
Yeah. So
fair enough.
Watching this guy come around the corner glowing like the sun, and I'm sure at some point Weedle's demonstrated he has a knife that returns to him. Like, this is all stuff they've never even dreamed of seeing. They have
let them touch my claws.
Throw a pineapple in the air.
This has killed so many wizards. They've like, their armor is not even like good armor. It's passable leather armor. Their weapons are worn and used, like, as in they're not the first owners of these weapons. You can tell the metal of their spearheads is pitted. Like, it's definitely seen wear and tear. These are guys who picked up the weapon of the guy in front of them after he died. So, they're pretty hard up. But they're anxious to hear any stories you have to tell. They just like having, I guess, what feels like a little bit of normalcy for them to actually meet people that, like, they don't have to fight or run from. By the way, we never covered what happened to your owl, Bonespur. I don't know if Bonespur was maybe like, this is too fucking hot, and peaced out when you left Corin Keep.
Weedle's just licking his fingers.
Right.
He just flew off.
Never did see that owl again.
Yeah, I thought about Bonespur, and I'm going to assume when you left Corin Keep, he was like, nah, I'm going to peace out. I live here. So, but I thought about that the other day.
Talk to him anymore. Because I couldn't understand.
Yeah, it was a lesson learned the hard way.
Right. So, the night passes without event. No encounters. It's quiet. As morning hits...
Did Pormus stay in our hut or not?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't control Pormus.
Well,
there was 100% a hut. And
it's more, was he invited to be in the hut?
Oh, if he wanted to, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He didn't leave your side. He watched you guys take down 3 trolls, and then he watched you guys. Well, he didn't watch you guys. he saw you guys take down 3 trolls after the fact and blow a wizard out of the sky and cut down a wyvern. Like, he's not leaving your side. So he thought he was dead for sure when that happened. Because normally he moves upriver a little bit and hides. Like, he doesn't deal with this shit. He just hides. So yeah, he never leaves the hut. He's a little nervous at first. He's like, well, wait a minute, can they see us? Like, so you have to explain to him how it works before he's comfortable. But yeah, he absolutely puts his bedroll smack dab in the center of that sucker. Like,
Right.
he's making sure, he's eyeballing to make sure he's not closer to any one edge. So
I can have Weedle like throw a knife at it and just stop. So
right.
Yeah.
So let's see here. The morning comes.
Do you long rest us?
Yeah, absolutely. Morning comes and you are well rested. Everybody but Karnon's even got all your hit dice back. And it is... The soldiers pack up, get their bedrolls tidied up, sling on their packs, grab their shields and weapons, and start fording the stream. They wish you the best. And head off to the north. Cross the river and start making... they start heading due north away from the river now.
Right.
we'll set us up with water breathing and then water walking again.
Okay.
Weedle's back in the perch.
Water breathing's the 24-hour one.
Okay. So, you continue upstream. I need... Oops, no, let me move this. There we go. Check this. Okay. So, as you travel for the next day, you're covering about 24 miles every day, by the way. As you travel for the next day, it's quiet. You, at one point, you see some birds and wildlife, but no sign of anything dangerous in particular. Evening passes. If there's any time you want to interrupt it, let me know, but otherwise, you're just traveling at this point. On the second day after passing the crossing, as you are moving through one of the slightly deeper areas of the river, Weedle, you're up on top, head on a swivel. I need you to give me an active perception check, since this is more than just passive. Okay. Here, import. Where did this thing go? No, not there. Right here. And right here. And getting this weird lag with everything today. I need this. Alright, here. Close that. Show me that. Close this. We're going to say share. You are moving along another portion of the river. The reeds are not nearly as tall at this section. There's a lot of scrub trees and just dry grass along your route. And I need to draw your raft in here. I need to make a token for the raft and put it on a different layer. But I haven't done that yet, so we're just going to do this.
Oh, it looks bad.
So, As the raft is moving along, unfortunately, Weedle, that's the worst perception check you've ever rolled. And you do not notice
Totally miss.
3 shadows in the water, which everybody else misses as well. Because they're actually kind of sneaky. And
Guido says everything's fine.
I don't see a thing.
I'm gonna keep whittling.
Oh, y'all keep looking out down there.
And let me add this encounter real quick. Doink. Okay. We got here. What? Well, that's not right. In what world?
They're already dead? Awesome. Next day.
Oh.
Thank you, crossbow of warning.
Okay. Oh, well, that's disappointing.
So you guys killed them because they're puny and moving.
Yeah, they died when the raft hit them.
Didn't even notice. Oops.
Bum. Was that a rock?
What was that?
Probably.
Okay. Okay. So, dang it. I don't know why this is. I have a token stuck on my cursor and I can't get rid of it. There it goes. Okay. There, it came off. All right.
Best
So let me
problem.
throw you guys on here.
Looks like someone's following us.
Weedle,
My divine
Stefan.
sense picking up on the evil at all?
What does it sense again?
Evil.
Well, it's specific, but there's specific creature types, right?
Like celestial fiends.
Evil
or something.
ones.
Creatures that
You know the
wish
type. Celestial
well.
fiend or undead, but not its
Celestial
undead.
fiends are undead. Okay, no. No celestials, fiends, or undead.
I'm okay with this. I'm in the middle of the
So
raft.
much lag today with my client. This is weird. So you can position yourselves wherever you are on the raft, real quick.
In the middle. I'm just a weirdo spellcaster.
If everybody's good with
Here's
there,
the
then I'll
thing.
go ahead and just freeze it.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'd like to have everyone go ahead and roll for initiative then, real quick.
Did crossbow of whatever go off?
And everybody is surprised for the first turn.
So the crossbow of warning didn't go off?
Oh, I'm sorry. The crossbow of warning did go off. Yes. Dang it. Where's Stefan's sheet? There it is. I need to refresh myself on the crossbow of
You're
warning.
close. It's
Forgot he
like
had
30
that.
feet. Boo.
Crossbow of warning. Any of your commands within 30 feet can't be... Okay, so you're not surprised. You should be, but you're not. Because all of a sudden, the crossbow starts to vibrate and hum violently.
Weedall says, we're fine. Turn that thing off.
Okay.
It's broken.
Wait, is Weedall still like 20 feet up?
Oh, yeah. I'm in the
Death
rigging.
from above!
Okay, Karnan is the first person to react when the crossbow starts to hum. At the moment, you don't see what it's humming about.
Hey, the crossbow is beginning to hum. I'm going to ready an action with my longbow.
Okay. To shoot...
Whatever might appear.
Okay. Okay. You've got
Because
a
we
ready
don't
to
see
action.
anything yet, right? The shadows?
Correct. Yeah. So, actually, so the water here is pretty shallow. A couple, maybe 3 or 4 feet deep. Just a rock that you're floating up to shifts all of a sudden, and a giant crab lifts up and like springs up out of the water. And its claws, it's got one decent claw and then a giant claw in the other hand, and it's reaching out to try and grab you and pull you off pull Big Gimlin off the boat. However, you react first and are able to let rip with your longbow at the giant crab.
Crab legs tonight.
It will have cover, so you need to click the -2 before you attack.
Okay. Target said crab to a -2.
It's always nice when you don't have to go out when you're hunting.
We're
It'll be
having
the
crab
second
tonight,
time
boys.
It'll be the second time we've had crab legs for dinner.
Oh my God! Has anyone watched that stupid movie with Melissa
Dumbo.
McCarthy and Jason
Ooh.
Bateman?
That didn't
It's
do any good
fantastic.
Identity theft?
Myth.
Yeah, I love
No. They're superheroes.
Thunder
Force. Oh my
Force,
God!
Yeah,
It is
good stuff.
fucking hilarious. Definitely a 420 movie. Definitely.
What's it on?
It was on Netflix.
Netflix.
Dude,
Is
it
Jason
came
Bateman's
on.
in that?
Yes, it just
Yeah,
came
he's
on,
funny.
and
Oh,
I
I
just
would've
let
already
it
watched
play because why not? But oh my God, it was so. I thought it was going to be just moronic, but it started with a little girl punching a boy in the face and throwing him in a dumpster, and I was like, oh, I'll give this a shot. And oh my God, it was funny. She is fucking hilarious. Her delivery is so. She plays the slapstick deadpan humor so well. Oh my God, it was good. And Bateman's just amazing, and apparently there's nothing he can do wrong. He's good in every movie.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, the Spelling Bee movie, that was
I
the
don't
best.
know. There's half of his shit. I just get super bored.
No, I like
Ozarks?
Ozarks was
That's a good one.
fantastic.
Yeah.
He gets to do the sarcastic bit, but be serious still.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love the Spelling Bee one. Oh my God, like that was
I
just
don't
genius.
think I've seen that one either.
Oh God, he's a 34-year-old man who enters a kid's spelling bee because of a technical. There's a loophole in the rules that allows him to enter, and he's competing with like 7th and 8th graders, and like these kids are doing these crazy words, and can I get the spelling? Can you give me the definition? Blah blah blah. And then he walks up, and they'll give him the word. And they're like anoximiflication, and he looks at him and just goes blah 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 blah, and walks off. He doesn't even wait for him to say it's right, and they're like, "That's correct." And the parents are like, "You motherfucker!" They're screaming at him. It's hilarious. It's so good. But every single word they give him the entire movie, they literally say it, and he just spells it back to him and walks off. It's so funny. He's like a copy editor or something, and he's got a grudge against the spelling bee. So hilarious movie. Okay, sorry. So you missed the crab. You don't actually miss. Your arrow flies pretty true, but just careens off of its thick shell. These are not as large as the crabs you encountered at the Isle of Dread in the Taboo Island Temple, but they are still significantly large. They're almost 4 feet across. Anyways, it snaps its claw at Gimlin. Is that just occurring?
I've got a bunch of warding flares. Why not? Where am I?
That is my. Hold on.
Click me. Warding
Yeah, so
flare.
when you're ready in action, though, you only get one attack because you can't ready extra attacks. You just
Right.
ready
No, I was just
attack.
curious about my aura of warding, but that's only for magic, I think.
Yeah, I think it's just
Go
for spell
to it.
attacks.
Go to
Okay,
it. Cliffy crab.
here it comes. Actually, I'm going to do this right. I'm going to target you manually and then click it. Boop. What the hell? Do I have the wrong guy targeted?
I know what these things
I
taste
have
like
Gimlin
now,
targeted.
so they might be
Okay.
favorite enemies.
Yeah. Favorite enemy, giant crabs. Hate
They're
them.
delicious.
Hate them. Oh, they're pinchy.
There.
Oh, I
targeted.
love them.
Okay.
I love them. They're
Spiders
delicious.
of the seas.
They're
No,
just
that's
natural
attacks.
prey of turtles.
And
11 will
misses.
miss.
Yeah,
no.
this is
I
hard.
absolutely
So it reaches.
love to
It
eat 'em.
it starts to clamber partially up to the raft, but when it rises up out of the rocks, it actually is tall enough that the raft starts to divert a little around it. It's pretty stout. Anyways, it snaps its pinchers at you, but with the flare of light, it just misses its target, and that's its turn. Actually, no. It will scramble onto the boat. Okay, now it is Stefan's turn.
I'm gonna run over here.
Maybe. There it goes. Okay, it will get an opportunity attack if you do that, just FYI. If you're good with that, then I'll just have it attack you and we'll move on.
Yep.
Okay, it tries to hit you real quick.
Pretty squishy.
Missing
I
with an 11.
He missed. Nice.
Okay. As you scramble across the water, you notice another crab in the water beneath you.
Did you not hear when Jason said 3?
Oh, now this time
So-
I'm gonna do my cloak thing. I'm gonna figure out how to do my cloak thing if it's gonna attack me.
Oh, it's not. It's
Should
not. Oh, in fact,
automatically
the other
be.
one, it was automatic. I forgot about that. So, but anyways, the second one does not attack you. I would take your cloak thing and hotkey it because you're going to be using it all the time.
So inventory. I do need to do that. Not really sure. Drag and drop it from action tab, maybe?
Yeah, go to your action tab, and you've got the cloak of displacement effect. Just drag and drop it onto one of your hotkeys, and
The
anytime you
shield
click,
or the dude?
No, the dude. Always the dude. And then anytime you click that, it will give you the effect.
Oh,
You could click it right now because it's in effect. I mean, it won't come off until you get attacked. So, and if there's a point where you need to not have it, I would just tell you to remove it.
F2. All right. So I'm gonna finish running.
Yeah, you did. You run your 15 feet. Oh, you keep going. All right. In which
I'm
case,
trying to
it
get
will
on land.
Okay. Well, it will get to make an opportunity attack then.
So I'm gonna click
go ahead and
on. I'm
click
gonna
your thing.
hit F2.
Yep.
Boom.
Perfect. Grant disadvantage. And it makes a melee weapon attack at you with disadvantage and misses with an 8. You get away scot-free.
All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and shoot at this guy here. Ooh, and I'm gonna try again. Oh. And one more time. These guys.
I mean, you are rolling like shit. Oh my god!
3 5s. Wow.
Oh
Is this
god!
thing rigged?
You're
Yeah.
like thunk, thunk, thunk.
Wow.
Pormus is like, stop shooting my ref! I'm just kidding. Pormus is just freaking out. Pormus is currently hunkering in the corner of the boat.
Got Gamelon.
Yeah. That's it. It's the flash of light. You're like, oh god, that flare.
Right. It's too bright.
The flare's still burning.
Weedle says, we can fight wyverns and spellcasters, but not crabs.
Not crabs.
Speak for yourself.
Dude, why is my client so laggy?
Well, because it's trying to figure out why he keeps rolling 5s.
Yeah, no, something's really off with this. It's really laggy. Okay, oh, it's supposed to be alt. Another crab clambers onto the boat and goes after Nace.
Oh, they're on the boat? Nice. Motherfucker's gonna die.
There's going to be a crab tooth on that necklace. Wait a minute.
Crab teeth.
And it attacks Nace, missing with a 15. But that's its turn as well. Nace, you're up.
Way to go, Krabby.
You all have good deck saves, right?
Oh no. We're gonna have smoked crab legs. Steamed in the shell.
Fireball at my feet. Oof.
All right, what's... Oh, there's our box. I think it's 20 feet. Oh, it's 30 feet. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's plenty big.
What is this box?
Right there.
What is he casting?
We're gonna check that off. And target those two.
Fire square.
Well, just
I still
assume
don't know
that's
what
a
you're
30-foot square. Oh,
Sure. What are
I'm
you
sorry.
casting?
Hypnotic pattern.
Fire cube.
Ooh.
What does?
Poor
Can you
crab.
link that? I don't know what that does.
Oh, that doesn't. Okay. There we go.
Psychedelic crab.
Oh, they both fail. That sucks for them.
Can you please link?
They're
We want to be
incapacitated.
dinner.
Don't do damage to them.
I
They're
will
gonna
look
sit
up the
there for
spell
about
since
a
I can't
minute.
get you to link it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here you go. They're gonna sit there for a minute, guys. We just need to get this one.
I'm just
Hypnotic
making
pattern's
sure.
a bitch.
Do they need to be intelligent enough to be affected by it?
No.
No. You create a twisting pattern of colors
yeah.
that weaves through the air inside a 30-foot cube
Oh,
within range.
unless it's
The
immune to
pattern
charm.
appears for a moment and vanishes.
If it's immune to charm, it wouldn't
Oh.
be affected. But
Oh
it is
yeah,
not,
but they're crabs.
It's not immune to charm. There are some creatures that are dumb as a rock that are actually listed as immune to charm.
Yeah.
But not those two. Okay, so yeah, they're incapacitated.
I've been wanting to use that spell.
That was pretty effective.
It's super effective.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna don't do damage to those two. And I'm
Okay.
gonna move out the way of all the ranged guys.
They're not going
Okay.
to be shelling out any damage.
They're
I can walk on water. Wait. I'm going up here.
I say they're incapacitated, right? Which means they
Done.
can't do AOs.
Right.
Yeah, they can't do anything.
They're just super dazzled by my particulars.
Incapacitated. They cannot take actions or reactions. Period.
But it's not an auto crit or anything like that.
No.
If they take damage, it breaks it too.
Oh, okay. My turn?
So the spell only ends if an affected creature takes any damage or someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor.
Okay. Gamelon shifts over to the right.
How do I upcast?
What do you want to cast?
Inflict wounds?
When you pick up the dice damage, just right click to add extra dice. Each time you right click, it adds one die.
Okay. I gotta target something. I will target this Crabbo here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna upcast this to 3rd level.
Oh shit. Okay.
So he'll take... And I'd like to use my inspiration.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know who's doing the next recap.
Well, it depends.
Did
If I
that
need to
not...
make a save.
Oh. Well, if I upcast... Okay, so if I take the attack dice and I take advantage...
Right, you got to see if you hit first. So
Right.
just roll the attack dice with advantage. And 14, not enough.
Misses!
Yeah.
Oh! Okay.
They're tanky bastards.
Slippery.
That was an expensive spell slot, huh?
Yep. That's about all I could do then.
No,
Okay.
no, that's a good. It was a good attempt. Just bad dice happens.
Let's see here.
Rolling low
I dropped a
tonight.
3 and kept a 7.
Hey, it was higher than a 5.
One of them.
Get this sucker out here and take a look.
Need to pour some more drink for that.
That's right. That should help.
That was supposed to be 5d10 damage.
Yeah, that would have hurt.
Well, if they hit me, I can do 5d10 to them.
Okay. So,
What the hell is that?
Wait a second.
That's a big ass crocodile.
That's a croc.
So, slipping into the water and charging towards the raft, seeing an opportunity, a giant crocodile comes from the deepest part of the water, and it's not long before, like, its feet are barely covered in the water. It tramples across the shallow part and attacks the juicy targets that it sees on the raft. It first tries to bite Weedall.
Weedall's
Weedle's 20
20
feet up
feet
in the air.
It does not try to bite Weedall. It first... Sorry, I forgot about that. All right, that's good for Weedall.
Oh
Here.
shit! I lost the map. Can you reshare it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm a dumbass.
You can double click your picture on your character
Alright.
sheet.
Well,
Oh,
in that
thank you.
case,
The
Forgot
right
about that.
one.
it's going to move to here then, so that like it might as well not make it too easy to get to it. And it will attack Karnan. It tries to bite him. Yeah. And fails. So as it snaps at you and tries to bite, it misses. As it slinks back, it whips around, and this colossal tail whips around over the top to try and catch you. And it tries to hit you with its tail attack.
Bastard.
And that connects with a 26, which inflicts 16 points of damage. And I need you to make a strength saving throw. I can force it, actually. I'll just roll it here. You have to make a strength save, which you fail. And that means you are now prone.
15?
Yeah, 15 wasn't enough. It's a big old strong crocodile. Look how big it is. It's a huge crocodile.
Okay.
So Karnan is
Look how
prone.
big it is.
Hey, if I rolled a 12, I would have made it. So, like, get stronger.
Jesus.
Stop being such a little bitch.
The crocodile also...
It comes to shit on me.
No,
I
it just
wouldn't
moves
wait.
10 more feet. Whoops. I'll pick a square there. It slinks 10 feet back into the water. It's still, like I said, the water's like up to its belly.
You know what? I figured out what I should have done last turn.
Hey, wait,
Okay.
does Karnon have a melee weapon now?
And
or
it is now
ranged?
Weedle's turn.
So Weedall's
had my
feeling pretty
ranged
secure
weapon.
up here in the crow's nest.
Oh.
I have a situation here. My headset is about to die, so I need to switch
Okay.
my audio device, which also means I need to switch my mic. This is just going to be a shit show. So let's see here.
That's a situation.
I'm now on that mic, which is not nearly as good.
Can hear
Oh,
you.
it sounds so flat. There's not the
Yeah.
near roundness or warmness as the other one.
It's probably
The base isn't as full either.
All right.
That's true. It's got terrible bass.
Connect this.
What is it?
Oh, you guys are fucking trolls. Okay, here.
Yes.
Oh, it's great.
Wait, I heard an echo.
Now he can't hear us in stereo, though.
Hold on, I'm not done.
You know, he's always been a
My other-
mono kind of guy.
I just have to get my other earbud in. All right, so now we're using earbuds, and now I have to push my glasses up all the time.
Okay, but we can't hear you on stream anymore. I'm just messing
What?
with you. You're fine.
You
You're fine.
fucker. I know you can. I didn't change anything on the stream. All right.
Okay,
Close that
Weedall's
out of the
pretty
way.
confident up here in his perch, so he's going to forego movement,
Okay.
which gives him advantage to attack the crocodile.
You gotta take careful aim. Okay.
which is a
Well.
natural 20.
Oh, you gotta be
Gives me sneak
shitting
attack.
me. Son of a bitch.
Man, do you remember how Scott used to roll?
Big money, no whammies.
Damn.
Come on.
Oh,
Jeez.
Man.
Is that the new record?
And
I think it is.
46.
I don't know if anyone's done 46 in one hit. yet.
Nice.
and
Okay.
Weedle will go.
That's
You-
a Zipple.
You make a shooting noise?
Oh yeah, pew pew.
In a world where guns don't exist,
incapacitated.
you make a shooting noise?
He's like, you're gonna make me a fine pair
Actually,
of shoes.
that's not true. Gunpowder
Guns
does exist. Being around airships, you might have even seen one. So,
Well,
I
cannons
guarantee you
Cannons.
Gamelon has seen one.
Cannons exist.
Flash powder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
Anyway.
you make a little noise. So, yeah, you nail it. You actually, it hits it in one of its eyes, and it roars furiously and thrashes around. It's a solid hit. Giant Crab 3 is
4/6s
currently
on that too.
was a good
incapacitated,
roll.
if I remember correctly. Yeah,
Damn.
it's incapacitated. Does it get a saving throw? Does it get a save at the end of each turn?
What, the crabs?
what is
No.
Yeah.
They're
a
charmed.
That's a debilitating spell.
You can shake them to wake them up as an action, or deal damage to them and they'll wake up.
But otherwise, they just sit there. Jesus.
So maybe now is when okay.
Did he just take a bow? I couldn't
Yes.
quite understand what was happening there. All right.
So those two crabs are going to sit there for another about 9-ish turns.
Awesome. Because we have
Jesus.
other things to deal with.
We do, and one thing at a time.
Okay, well, that's the end of the round. So, Karnan, you're next up to act. You are currently prone. It'll take half your movement to stand up. Take 15 feet because it's rounded down.
All right. I'm thinking the croc may be in bad shape as it is. But,
It's heavily damaged.
And
Of course, it did take 46 points to get it there.
Oh,
I want
it
to
also act you.
did
I
I
want
never
to
set the
untarget-
options?
I want to untarget Giant Crab 1 so that I don't
Okay.
shake him awake.
Okay.
And so if I don't want to move, I'm still prone.
You can stand up for
You stand up for
15
half your
feet.
movement.
If you just
All
want
right,
to stand
I'll
in
just-
place, you can stand up.
I'm just
Okay.
standing in place.
You
for
could
half
even
an
stand up, shoot,
Okay.
and drop the prone if you really wanted. I wouldn't recommend it, but you do you.
I'll remove the prone. So, you use 15 feet of movement to stand up.
No, they're crabs, not prawns.
Now I'm locking the crocodile. Let's see if I can do any better. I'm gonna. I'll use a little inspiration.
Okay.
Go for it, man.
Oh, you forgot to check off your inspiration now.
Oh, did I?
So
Oh, I did.
Maybe.
Trying to
Sorry.
make sure.
Okay.
I got it.
I wasn't sure if the client just did an update. I was starting to doubt myself.
Nope. I'm sure I forgot to click it.
All right.
So what do I do with the inspiration?
Just click
Uncheck
advantage.
it.
Just roll advantage.
Just click advantage
okay.
before you roll.
Alright.
And a 24 connects with the crocodile.
Oh, this croc is in trouble.
Alright. I'm going to do a first
First level Divine Smite.
level Divine Smite.
Okay, perfect.
I will Divine Smite. Roll back up and
Another 15 points of damage. Whew, it's a below average roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, with 2d8, you'd expect 9.
But a zipping green bolt of energy lances away from your bow and slams into it. But it's Still kicking. Second attack hits. with
Oh, this
22.
thing's about to have erectile dysfunction.
God.
It's getting
Nice.
It's a sensitive area.
worse. 12 more damage. It is now critically wounded. So you're just peppering it with arrow after arrow. First, the rogues. You're using a crossbow now, Weedle?
Yeah,
I am.
light crossbow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So first, it takes a crossbow through one of the eyes, and then you put another arrow into its mouth and a second one into its throat. It's looking bad. It's bleeding profusely, but it still seems wildly enraged, and it's roaring and the big guttural growl. It's looks pretty pissed still.
Okay.
Let's see. Well, with that, I guess there's not really any place to go where I'm not jacking with somebody else. So doesn't seem the water is a good place. So I'll just
Water's full of crocodiles.
yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't seem like a good place. I'll
Yeah,
just
watch out, man. They bite.
call it a day.
Well,
Okay.
at least one party of our member got some tail.
Fuck. Okay. The crab is incapacitated. Stefan.
I'm feeling confident about this alligator.
Okay. Oh,
So
sharpshooter.
I'm going to
All
sharpshooter.
right.
See if this
Don't you
works.
see the blunt nose? It's a crocodile, not an alligator.
Even though I just missed with 3 arrows, I'm not sure why I'm feeling
That was on
confident.
crabs.
Well, this is a much
right.
larger
giant-ass
target.
crocodile.
15,
Yes!
you connect.
Woo!
It's a big old bag of hit points.
See?
Built
You
for
You
sharpshooter.
rolled 3 5s and then a 15.
And 18 points of damage puts it down. So as it's turning and roaring, you're just like, open up, you son of a bitch. One more bolt goes right down its throat. It like shudders. You hit something really important. It spasms and
Really
thrashes
important.
in the water and then lays still. Like one little paw twitches and then it quits moving.
After a while, crocodile.
Do I need to shoot it again? I shout out to my team.
Nah, it's good.
So I'm
Shoot this
shooting
crab.
at the other crab. Crab 2.
Okay.
See if I get better than a 5. Oh, an 8!
And you
17.
hit!
And I hit! That's awesome.
17 is a hit.
Oh, and a 1.
four.
Yay.
No,
5
5.
damage. I think it's the first time one's been hit, isn't it?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah.
So it has a very thick carapace and or shell, and your bolt sticks in, but it doesn't really penetrate that well. And then I guess it gets to swing back. So, the crab's surrounded and hungry. It's just going to keep attacking Nace, I think.
It's gonna attack Nace.
Yep.
Yeah, 12
It
does
missed.
not do it. It misses,
Oh, never mind.
and I don't think it's going anywhere. Nace, you're up.
I'm beefy, man. It's cool.
All right.
All right, what do
I was gonna flash it, but that's all good.
You're
Rip an
strong
arm
enough.
off.
Grapple it.
Yeah.
I could.
Grab its pinchers and bash them together.
Put rubber bands on his claws.
I mean, if I grab it, it'll just sit there and attack me. So I would rather just beat the shit out of it.
Not if you grapple its claw.
Yeah.
If your attempt is to grapple its claw, I'm fine with that.
I
It's got
just want to
2
beat
claws.
the shit out of it.
Okay. That's
He
the
just
other
wants
route
to
you
make-
can go.
He just wants to make crab cakes.
I have a giant black staff that,
Yeah.
let's be honest, this thing's pretty sweet. I want to use it.
Yeah.
That's what they all say.
20. That's going to connect. Jesus, you have
Okay.
+9 to hit? Oh, because of the strength. Never mind.
Yeah.
That's
And I'm
right.
sorry, it was the green flame blade. I was trying
You
to
have
remember to do
22
the fire
strength,
thing.
some stupid shit. 21 strength, and a magic artifact. Yeah.
I just want to
Okay.
hit shit, okay?
Yeah. This should be fairly effective.
Okay, so wait, I want to
Super
do.
effective.
It's like D10, isn't it?
Okay. I've got to do the green flame blade fire, so I've got to add that. Oh shit!
Is there an adjacent target you can hit anyway?
Wait.
Well,
wait.
it's dead.
No, we're not done. We're not done. Damn it! Because I forgot to do radiant soul last time,
Do it
and then we
again.
got to do that. Okay. There. Now, is it super dead?
It's super dead.
And super
Yeah.
You smash it to a pulp. So like it's like, and it like kind of skitters a little bit, and then all of a sudden this staff comes down, and it literally cleaves it. But whoosh, it just bursts, and legs and claws and body go everywhere. The boat is just covered with random chunks of crab goo.
Gross.
Nice.
Keep
Okay.
track of the legs.
So these two are just sitting here. So I really think we
all the
should all
meat
just
oozes out.
we should just gang up for one giant
Just pick one.
boom.
If you just want to coup de grace them, you kill them.
Okay.
So, do you have a piercing weapon? If you have a piercing weapon, you can just stab it and it's dead.
Can I just hammer it with my staff?
In your case, if you have a blunt object that will behave as a piercing weapon, so
Grab
if you
one
have
of
a
the
piercing weapon
claws
or a
and
hydraulic
jam
press,
it in the other.
yeah.
And grab one
Sure,
of
I've
the grab
grabbed
one
up
of the
some
claws
I'll hit it
from
with
spears
the
in my
end
one.
of the staff, so I just go
magical
through its
quiver.
shell.
No, grab one of the
Nace
claws
punches
from
a
the
hole
dismembered
through the
one.
raft. He's like, oh, oh. Look what this
Mending.
crab did.
Hey, Gamma, can you mend this?
I'm gonna have to mending all over that.
Oh, Clockwork! I just noticed Clockwork said something. Oh man, it was like 11 minutes ago. Did Weedle just finger gun him?
Pew pew.
Oh,
In his
God.
head, he was thinking something else.
Speaking of, shouldn't we go collect some crocodile teeth?
Oh yeah, those are good eating.
Good eating? What the fuck?
So we're gonna make bags out of this, right?
Oh yeah,
That's a
sure.
sentence
I need a
don't wanna
handbag.
read.
And
Oh, and Weedall needs a handbag to match his outfit.
Weedall suddenly looks like he's dressed in crocodile outfit.
But
But
you don't have a handbag
we
to
should
go
get a
with it.
cover, like a koozie for a bag of holding, so that it's now a bag of holding with a crocodile, Prada.
Those are a little more sought out.
Yeah. You can have a bag of holding, or you can have one of these.
Okay, well, you gather teeth, whatever, from the giant crocodile. Its teeth are massive, by the way. Like, each one's the size of a dagger.
Nice.
I'll
it
rip
is,
the legs out the crab. Well, crabs.
Those are gonna be delicious.
Yum.
We can
Eating
fry
good
those
today.
bad boys up.
Yeah, actually, one of these crabs is probably more than any of you could eat. So, they're very large. And you got two of them that are not ruined. So, the first one you hit is pulverized. There's nothing left to eat. So
I did green flame blade. It might be partially cooked.
that's true. There might be some charred bits, but for the most part, no, it's obliterated.
We just take the claws and stack them up on the back of the raft like wood. We'll eat those later.
Firewood. Oh God. So, after the gathering that stuff, Pormus is trembling. He didn't even have time to get under the boat in this case, and he didn't want to get in
You
the
didn't
water.
want to get
with
under the
stuff.
boat.
Yeah. So Pormus is just kind of cowering, like just looking
Pormus.
around.
Be strong, brother. Don't fear these little things.
This is why I don't
get
go
back
this
on the
north.
They're
The
delicious.
farther
You'll
away you
see
get
later.
from Pramayama, the more dangerous this trip gets.
But you get crab legs this way.
All you can eat.
You have any butter by any chance?
No, we don't.
Somebody
We'll
needs
have to milk the river.
prestidigitation.
He-
Make our
he's
own
like-
butter.
Have to
he
get,
points-
get the cows.
He points to like a little box in the center, and he's like, "Got a bit of salt. That's it."
Perfect.
That'll work.
Perfect.
Okay. So, you pack up whatever meat you're taking from the crabs. You gather teeth. Did I hear you were gathering leather from the crocodile?
Oh yeah.
Someone
Oh, yeah.
trying to
Here,
skin
I'll
it.
roll for that.
So, The crocodile is nearly the size of the raft, so I want to make
We
it
don't need
clear
it
that,
all.
like, if you're going to skin it,
Crocodile
it's a
cloak.
lot of skin.
We don't need
This
it
would be-
all. We just need
This would be a
Oh.
crocodile tent. Like,
we don't need it all. Just a
Um,
little some.
okay.
How
It's
hard
hard to
did
skin
Carnon
on these
get hit?
rafts.
So yeah, the other factor you run into is its hide is so thick, skinning it is really difficult. But Gamelon manages to do not too bad of a job of it. The skin, I don't know how big of a skin you want. If you take the whole skin, it's going to weigh nearly
Jason, this is
80
just for
pounds.
it's just for flair. We don't have to take. We'll take a trophy amount.
Okay, I'm just saying if you got off with a giant crocodile skin, it will have some value.
Nah.
Like, this is the largest crocodile any of you have ever seen.
We're going to a swamp. It's not like we're going to the bazaar to sell it.
Enough to make
And-
a nice cape.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Carnon,
then
you
Won't
can
fit
finish
in my
knocking
bag.
yourself off.
In that case, you have to gather about 10 pounds of the hide. You do a decent job of it. You cut out a big enough swatch that, like, it'll have the spiny, like the big thick knobbed
Spiny
ridges
things on the back.
at the top at the shoulders, and then drift down to, like, the belly, lighter underside. So it should look pretty nice, assuming you can deal with the smell it's going to have for a while.
I'll figure it out.
Unless any of you are tanners or have any knowledge of how to tan leather.
I have survival. That's roughly it. Whatever that equates to.
So I'd need nature. No, not nature. I'd need survival's fine for skinning it, but as far as your knowledge of tan, I just want an intelligence check. I'll let two of you try.
Uh,
All right.
I am not.
I don't know who else.
have
I don't know
not
who else has the
Displayed
highest
it,
intelligence
but
in the group.
I was
hate
doing
to
stuff
admit
for
it.
the farm, so
Well, who has the highest
why I-
intelligence?
Stefan, it's
Oh,
you.
Stefan does.
Stefan?
Yeah, boo.
All right, Ranger. What can you do?
Oh, holy crap!
Oh,
All right,
I just rolled it
so
out in the open.
yeah. So
Maybe I
well,
should've.
Steve didn't. Steve did well. Steve got a 16.
All
You
right,
actually-
Steve.
So,
Yes.
Steve, you've never tanned leather, but with your time in the military, the time in the army, you were around leather workers, just, when you were in camp, and you paid enough attention to understand the fleshy bits you need to scrape off, and you tack it out, kind of like almost like a lean-to from the lower end of the mast down to the raft so that it can get some sun, and it's not cured, but it won't stink. So it's prepped to the point that it's ready to be tanned, so that it can be worn. But at that point, you're safe to roll it up and stick it in a bag of holding or whatever, and you don't have to worry about it rotting or making everything stink.
Nice.
I got a backpack.
And we got a
So-
sale. Let's go.
So
One that we
You
can hide
travel.
in.
Okay. You travel. You continue traveling upriver. And roll die here. Okay. And as you are traveling along, especially due to the warnings you had, it's pretty apparent when you are approaching the bends. Pormus warns you that you've got about 200-300 yards before you're going to be approaching the ford, where the switchbacks in the river start.
I'm gonna go scope it out.
Even from here, Weedle, from your atop the mast, you can see smoke. You can tell where the reed. You can see like the parts in the reeds from where it snakes back. So it snakes back and then forth and then back again and then goes straight. And then you can see way off in the distance it does it again. But at the first two switchbacks right here, you can see smoke coming up from either side of the river. Just light, wispy smoke like from a campfire.
Okay, so this is wood fire smoke, not like dust being
Correct.
sent up
Yeah.
from. Okay.
Yeah, you can see it's smoke coming up from a single area. You can catch glimpses of movement through the reeds, but it's nothing more than just a brief shadow because you're so far away. But you can tell there are people up ahead.
Then I'm going to suggest that we hide here best we can, and then I'll go up and try to get some intelligence.
Okay. Pormish just wants to know how far up to go. He can get you within about 300 feet before, like, in 300 feet, you'd be in sight of the first switchback.
We just
Or
do not want to be in sight of the, just wherever.
Sure.
We just don't want to be inside of the
Okay.
whatever's up there.
Then he just takes you up to the first bend where you could cut across the reeds instead of having to go all the way around. He puts up there and stops. At which point, Weedle dismounts from the raft. Is anybody going with him, or is this just Weedle?
Not me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably follow along.
Okay. I need a stealth check from the both of you. Roll this in the tower, please.
Get some kind of stealthy thing. Oh, man.
It'd be on your abilities page. If I'm not mistaken, I think you have expertise in stealth. Pretty sure you're really good at it.
Types.
Well, I was thinking that he got that from the Gloomstalker. No, just regular. But yeah, you're still pretty good at stealth. That must be Weedle who's...
I've got expertise, yeah.
Okay, so the both of them slip into the reeds without a sound. Weedle and Stefan, it's not even a matter of like who picks what trail. Like you're almost like side by side running, like the weird ninja pose, dapping.
You know what you're doing.
The air streaks lines around you, and you're running like Ninja Gaiden. You know. Anyways, you are very stealthy. You manage to sneak up all the way up to the camp, and while you're there, first off, you identify a large force. There are on the west side of the bank. So the camp is at a spot where the switchback goes out, and then it comes back, and then as it starts in the next bend, that's where there's a camp on either side. On the western side, you see a total count of 25. It looks like bowmen. They're outriders for sure. They have horses that are tied up at the various scrub trees, and they've also taken some timber and lined it along the trees to make kind of a stall to tie the horses up. But anyways, there are 24 horses and men with leather armor. It's nice make, but it's that same dark black leather armor that you've seen on the nomadic troops before. And they are all wearing, it has billowy loose cloth that hangs over it to help deal with the heat. The soldiers are gathered around a couple campfires. It looks like they are making a meal. It's near evening right now, like dusk is approaching. And they are sitting around making meals, talking amongst themselves. None of you speak the language they are speaking. It sounds, to be stereotypical, it sounds Arabic, but none of you speak whatever language they're speaking. You would assume it's either Sindhi or possibly Hulian. So, anyways, they are talking. To the east shore, or east across the river, from your vantage point, you can see into there pretty well as well. The reeds have all been tramped down here where they've set up camp. You see a large contingent of orcs. Your count, Stefan, quickly pair them off. You count 20 orcs as well as 8 bugbears that seem to be in charge of the orcs, ordering them around. You also catch sight of 2... actually, you've seen one before, so you identify them. 2 were tigers.
Oh, right.
You guys encountered a were tiger a long time ago. They are in their hybrid form, so they're like half man, half tiger right now. They are kind of off by themselves. Probably wouldn't have noticed them, except you were able to approach so quietly and closely that you're able to see deeper into the camp. But anyways, 2 to the east, 2 were tigers, 8 bugbears, and 20 orcs. The orcs are all wearing tatters of armor, mostly hide.
2 bugbears?
8 bugbears.
8. Two
8,
word
Yeah.
word tigers.
And as
20
goblins and orcs are your favorite enemies, correct?
Yes.
So
Not a fan of the
I
orcs.
can get you, and also, but
2
bugbears I
were
think are one of
tigers.
your, or goblins. Bugbears are a type of goblin, which I believe you get bonuses with them too.
Really?
Yeah, bugbears
I thought
are
that was-
goblinoids.
I thought it was orcs and goblins. Yeah, I'm finding a picture of a bugbear for you here, just so you get an idea of what it looks like, because they're kind of crazy looking.
Yeah, they're nasty.
This,
Pretty cool. They have really long
yeah,
arms.
bugbears. Just take a goblin and make it like almost 8 feet tall and crazy ripped. They're all swole. That is a bugbear.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
Yikes.
Yeah, they are known to be exceptionally stealthy. They're giant brutish rogues, really, if you're going to equate them to something. So none of them see you, and the two camps don't appear to be interacting. They're in easy sight of each other. Among the human bowmen that you saw, you do notice a larger man who's wearing half plate. Seems like not even like designed to be half plate. Like he's wearing only part of plate armor in order to be able to ride easier. And he does have a bow, but he also has a large two-handed sword on his back in a large slit scabbard. He seems to be the one in charge. He's the only one who interacts with the orc side at all. He appears to be barking some kind of orders, but again, actually, no. He barks orders in Orcish, and I do believe you speak Orcish, don't you?
Yep.
Okay, so he barks in Orcish over to them. They've got the Night's Watch. They better not miss anything, or he'll string them up. Blah blah blah. He's threatening them, and the orcs seem to respond to it. They bark back that they won't let that by the order of the master. And the bugbears yell at him in Goblin that if anyone comes along, they won't see them coming.
How close to the river? Never mind. I'm not there.
Yeah, so
That
are
is
the orcs
information for
on
you
the
guys to
other
know.
side of the river?
Yeah, so if
Are
the
they on-
river, at this point, it's coming up northwest, and then it straightens to north, and then it curls around to northeast. This is the part, it's just a stretch for about 50 feet where the river's straight north and south. And on the west side of the humans, they are within probably 10 feet of the river's edge. Their camp spans out to probably 30, 40 feet west of the river. And then the orcs and the bugbears are about the same distance from the river to the east, say 10 feet, and then they expand out to probably 20, 30 feet on that side. So they're each taking up a circle that's probably 20 feet across. And then I'd say the river itself is 20 feet across, is probably 25 feet across, and then 10 feet there. So they're probably about 50 feet apart, the two camps. The Were Tigers are actually even farther aside, kind of off by themselves, would be southern down the river. So, where they are keeping to themselves. From when you do see them, you spot it looks like they're eating some kind of wild desert game.
Stefan is going to move closer to Weedall and signal that he wants to chat.
Okay.
And then I'm going to be like, hey, I can maybe do 2 spike growths. Slow these guys down a little bit.
Weedall's going to say,
before we go.
We don't have to announce our presence. Let's just head back and tell them what's going on.
Let's do it.
There are 50 bad guys here. We
Yep.
can probably wait for the camp to go to sleep and skirt around into the swamp.
Stefan is on board.
Okay.
So let's head back to the. We'll head back to the.
You slip away quietly and make your way back to the raft.
And report back. So this is what we saw. Everything he said.
It's really bad.
Yeah. There's a lot of them.
Now, questions you have for them can be stuff I left out, so also just let me know. But this is you guys.
And I like to kill the orcs, but There's a lot of
There's a
them.
total of about 50 enemies.
I can hold my breath for an hour. I could skirt up and fireball and swim away.
As
I got a
Ixion
spike
has
growth
said
for
many
when they want to
times,
move.
not
Mhm.
every enemy must be smited.
If we want to, we could also set up the hut and let them try to fuck with that, like we did with the raptors.
Or we could
We could leave
travel
them be.
east or west for a little bit and skirt around them
Hey.
while they.
That's something I need to clarify. With the hut, I have decided you. No, we did it then. So I just want to make sure everyone remembers. You
I
cannot fire
can't
a
leave
missile
it.
weapon through it.
Right.
You can't fire a missile weapon through the barrier. You have to leave if you want to fire missile weapons.
And I flat
So,
out can't leave
yeah.
it.
Yeah, and you can't
Yep.
leave it. Yeah.
I mean, we could send Pormus back now and
We could
just
send Pormus back. That would keep him safe. It would be really, really funny if we did some misdirection on him and made it look like we were heading in a different direction, but made whatever we did very obvious that somebody was there and the Night Watch missed it. That could cause some more friction between the humans and the orcs. And then skirt around them and head to the swamp.
Ooh, I know something about orcs.
Or we could forget the misdirection and just skirt around them. Or we can go in guns blazing. I think that might be suicide. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
I mean, one thing I can do is I can speak Goblin. So if we do get by, like in the morning, I can put something up in the sky in Goblin. Like,
And I could disguise myself.
I think it's a perfect opportunity to despirit this group that's very shaky anyway,
just fuck with them.
and turn the humans against the orcs, and it would be great. I think that's worth doing.
So how do you suggest we proceed?
The orcs were told that they had Night Watch. They were
Isn't it
also
the orcs and
warned.
goblins working together?
Yeah, they were also
Leave our
warned not to
leave
miss
our-
anything.
Yep,
If
leave
we
our
left a
camp.
calling card that showed that somebody was there that was missed, that was found in the morning after we're long gone, that would be enough to really, really irritate the humans.
What kind of calling card did you want to leave, and how do you plan to get it there?
I don't know. We could sneak back up there and right near the camp. Something in orc. We speak orc, like missed us.
Gilroy was here.
Yeah, just something that makes it obvious that there was something missed.
Maybe we could leave our camp looking like an orc camp and make it so they come look at it.
From where you guys were, how far were you from the camp?
We were. How far were we from the camp?
You got within 60 feet of the camp.
60 feet. I am a little concerned. There are
Oh.
were-tigers. There are were-tigers there. And if they are on night duty, they are going to be looking for something. It may not be as easy as just stealthing in and doing something and stealthing out. It might be, it's possible. It just might be more difficult of a stealth. Simply
I
because.
mean, do I know? I mean, can I make a camp look like a orc camp? I mean, is that a thing?
Well, actually, yes. You're familiar enough with orcs and goblins in general that if you wanted to make it appear that, like, you know, the kind of food they would have, you don't have the materials to fake an orc camp. But, like, yeah, you know what an orc camp would look like after they left. Like, you know what sign you would be looking for. While you could probably fake orc tracks, only because you've been around it and done it so long in your life, it'd be like someone would be able to fake deer tracks. You could absolutely fake the tracks of an orc, and understand like the kind of bedding they would use here. So yes, you could probably make a facsimile to look like your camp was held by orcs if that's something you want to do.
I don't think that would be as effective. The other option is we don't do that because it could be kind of dangerous. We have to determine if we want to skirt this group or confront them.
Just sneak away.
How
have the ability to
attached
be.
are we
We
to
have the
this
ability to
alligator
sneak
hide?
away. I got some sneak away abilities.
We could just leave that there.
Well,
Like-
okay. So here's my thought. Okay.
Mhm.
I can cast Unseen Servant as a ritual,
Okay.
and I can carry that over to them and make some noise or whatever. Eventually, they'll investigate and they'll just see an alligator hide, nothing else. We could put something threatening or voodoo or whatever the fuck while we are sneaking on past.
Yeah, we
The
could.
next will be orc hides.
Yeah.
And I got some
Complete
ranger
misdirection.
untraced abilities. I think would
Yeah,
help
we
us
could also
leave.
write on the hide something in
Ranger
orc.
untraced.
I was thinking like burn something into it.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I know what Steve's talking about.
Pass without a trace.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Steve has
pass without
That's
a
a
trace.
great
That's it.
stealth spell.
Yeah.
He's got pass without trace. That's
And then we
Kind of
wouldn't
a
even
big one.
raise an alarm. We would just be gone.
That would be my preference, is to just leave a calling card that shows division within the camp. But by the
if you're
time
leaving
it's
the
found,
river and going on foot to go around them and sending Pormus back, yeah, pass without trace would make it pretty hard for you to be spotted. I think
Okay.
it's +10 to your stealth check.
And if it's anything move silently, I get an advantage on.
I
don't know. We need to ask Gamelon. Gamelon, is this
Yeah,
a
anyone within
plan you're on?
30 feet of you gets +10 bonus to your stealth check, and you cannot be tracked except by magical means. So you leave no
Yeah.
footprints, no nothing. That's
Love
We
pretty
could get out.
impressive.
We could get out.
Yeah.
I think it might be best just to go on past them without alerting them.
Without notifying him at all.
Like,
Yeah.
why do we want to get hunted or whatever? They're just kind of camped out, all that shit. Like, why don't we just zip on past them? They won't know exactly where we're at. Do we still have anything left from the wyvern, though?
Like a tooth.
Oh, well, that's yours.
You got a tooth and the broken medallion.
We want them to know that somebody was there looking.
Oh, we have the broken medallion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they would recognize the broken medallion as something that came from the wizard.
And know
There's,
that know that somebody
actually,
fucked him up.
I'm sorry, Scott. That's something I should have pointed out. The man with the big two-handed sword had a
Uh-huh.
medallion on, just like that one.
Perfect.
Perfect.
We put that someplace where it will be found, with a note that said, "Missed us." And maybe even, I mean, just something that's obvious that they were looked at, right? Maybe even drawn at the position of the campfires in the river, right? So that they have some sort of timestamp on it that this was left last night. And the orcs didn't see
The
anything.
orcs deceived you. Or
Well, if we have
they failed
passed-
you.
If we have passed without a trace going, I can, like, ahead of time get an unseen servant going that's carrying.
So that's what I was
medallion.
thinking. Unseen syrup, that's
Just,
right in the middle.
I'll send it out in the open. They'll go towards that. While they're doing that, I can drop unseen servant or whatever. They'll find.
You don't
the
even need to
fucking
send it out in the
medallion. We can
open.
be
Just
bailing.
sneak it into camp and like ditch it by the fire or something.
It can
Yeah.
only be 60 feet away from me. I don't even need to like. I was just saying misdirect it. Send the unseen servant one direction while we're leaving a different direction.
It doesn't
I think
even matter. Like just put it 60 feet into camp. They'll find it eventually. We'll be gone by that point.
Well, no, I think they'll spot the unseen servant as it's coming up, though, if they're watching.
Weedall,
Yes.
Karnan, Gamelon, you hear a reed snap. Stefan, your crossbow starts to glow brightly.
Oh, we've been
Everybody
chatting
roll
too
for
long.
initiative. So you're in a small clearing here where not clearing, but you're in a spot where the raft has been parked up to the shore, and you hear like a snap twig. Your crossbow starts to vibrate, and as you all turn around, since none of you are surprised, you turn around and see the were-tigers. They are both in their hybrid form, and they are both like bounding towards you, trying to surprise you, but unfortunately one of them was too loud. Stefan, you're actually the first person to act. So I'm not breaking this down. They are all near you. They are within 30 feet.
Just the were-tigers or a bunch of people?
You just see were-tigers. It's all you heard coming. And remember, you guys are like over a football field away from the camps themselves.
Oh, 20.
You connect with a 21. Remember, you get your ambusher damage on the first shot. Perfect. And
I hit the wrong thing.
Yeah, you rolled a damage.
Damn it. Let me try again.
Well, now you know.
You'll hit with your next attack, so I mean, it's not all bad.
Yeah, I'll let you just count that as your next shot.
Oh my god!
Wow, that's pretty pitiful.
Wow.
So you take a snap, like as you're sitting there, you're like, and then we can do, and you hear this, and all of a sudden he like drops in the stance, wheels around, lets the first one go, and like clips it in the shoulder. But you've still got 2 more attacks.
The other, were we counting the other hit?
Well, here's what I'll do.
I'll roll it again.
Do you want sharpshooter with it? I won't tell you if it's going to hit or not until you decide.
No.
Okay. All right, you hit. So you hit, you can have your regular shot, and then you'll get 1 more. And that did more damage than your badass snipe shot. So, all right, so you clip it for 12, you got 1 more shot. You can decide if you're sharpshootering this one.
Nope.
Looks like no. 17 still connects.
Probably a good thing.
And
2. Yay. Yeah.
Wow.
Not shooting very good tonight, boys.
But Stefan whirls around and gets 3 shots off in quick succession.
A good chunk of your damage comes from your dex modifier, so.
Yeah, that's true. You're getting 4 from that. Gamelon, you're actually next to act. Like I said, both of them are about 30 feet away from you. They're about 10 feet apart, left to right.
Target. Nace. Karnon.
Oh, I know what's coming here.
Stefan.
Yep.
Immune to everything.
Bless.
Yeah. Fuck you, Weedle.
He gets 20s on his own. He doesn't need bless.
That's true. He doesn't have multiple attacks, so.
Like if you're getting a 20,
where it goes. Yeah.
And I will take a defensive stance, but these guys have blessed.
Okay. Yeah. You hunker up. You got your shield and mace ready. You're ready to fight. Okay. So the were-tiger goes. Hold on. They have such a long character. Let me make sure I'm using them correctly. Hybrid form. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so in its hybrid form, it sprints across the distance quickly to Gamelon. And...
I will warding flare as he attacks.
Okay.
Hold on. What's the target? No one button. There it is. Target myself. And warding flare.
Okay, perfect. So it pounces through the air at you and claws twice. The first claw attack is a big ol' miss with an 8.
With an 8.
Its second claw attack is another fucking 8. So it comes clawing in, and the thing's huge. I mean, it stands almost 7 feet tall in its hybrid form. It like bounds and like does the thing where like its legs are humanoid but still sprint ahead of its arms that it's using like legs, and it sprints through the air, and as it's coming about to hit you, it is this flash, and it like shields its eyes and swipes but misses. You're confident if it had connected with either one of those, probably would have bowled you over. But instead, it just finishes engaged with you, and that's its turn. Nace, you're up. So one of them, they're both near you. you would be. Consider you guys are just kind of in a circle. They're coming from Gamelon's side, so
How far apart
obviously
are they from each other?
either one's within a movement of you. From each other, they're about 25 feet apart. Because the second one hasn't charged in yet.
They are 25 feet apart.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try to charm them with a 30-foot cube spell that I have.
Hypnotic pattern.
Just to
Please
see
tell
if
me
it
that-
works
hold on.
out.
Hold on. Please tell me that lycanthropes are immune to charm. Please. Nope. Okay. Go ahead. Oh, this is a big saving
Doing my
throw.
best.
Yeah.
This is an
Good
important
kitty.
saving throw. Oh, shit. Well,
Okay.
Look at the dancing lights. Look at the laser lights.
I'm out of
that's
spells,
gonna be
guys.
rough.
Sorry.
That was good.
That's gonna be rough. And by the way, I
like
should have
this
short rested
spell.
you guys. So
Oh, I have a spell left.
actually, no. I guess you guys never
Yeah.
stopped. I
We
think
never
you guys
stopped.
never stopped. You kept moving.
All right, I don't have any
Well,
spells. Good.
were we gone for an
Although,
hour?
I don't know. You could have been rested. It took you. Oh, we had another day, didn't you? Yeah, you had the
Yeah,
next
it was.
day.
There was a
It was
long
2
rest.
days.
We
Yeah,
had a
the
long
day
rest.
passed. You had a
It's
We
long
been
rest.
two-
needed the long
so-
rest.
It's been 2
Okay.
days since the last fight.
Yeah, it's been a while since the last fight, so my bad.
Well, in that case, I have my
Um,
healing lights back even.
God. Here,
You hear what back?
nobody's been hit yet, right?
Yay.
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna
I
long
already
rest you.
flared. He missed twice.
Oops. Here, rest, long rest. I just need you to burn your warding flare.
I
again.
did it. Got it.
And then we're good.
Oh, and
Warding flare burned.
all right. So as long as we don't
Oh, and
damage
my
them
bless is
and no
burned.
one shakes them awake,
God, this spell is a motherfucker.
It's a great
Okay.
spell. It's like so
Yeah, it
underutilized.
really is. So you're just like, and it's like, whoosh, and there's this flash, and so the first one turns, and it's like, and it's just staring. Actually, they're cats. They're like fucking zipping around with the lights. Weedle's like, don't look at it. Don't look at it. Okay.
Don't look at the laser light.
Yeah. You turn around and Weedle's eyes are fucking giant saucers.
Don't do
it.
did I end my turn or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. You ended the fight, so. Okay, what are you doing?
Are we murdering these guys or capturing
He's like,
them?
you've
We
got
have
him.
a minute.
You got him. You got him for 1 minute.
Anybody talk were-tiger?
I could heal one with greater restoration, maybe.
How long does your greater restoration take to cast?
One action.
They're creatures. I mean, they're
Yeah,
enemies.
let's bounce.
Yeah, whether
Let's
or not
get
it wants
outta
to be
here.
cured, you could cure it, right?
It heals one curse.
Oh.
So you could make one a non-were tiger,
Yeah, basically.
but then it may just
I
be
thought
like
it was.
an enemy.
Is it greater restoration or the regular one?
It's greater restoration on the prayer beads. I get one per day.
Oh, you've got greater restoration. Oh my god.
We could heal one and send him back with the amulet and kill the other one. I can't suggest this though. I'm a cleric.
We could kill one, heal the other, tie him up, gag him, put the amulet around his neck, and pass without a trace and be done. And that sends our message.
I want to make it clear. He's incapacitated. Tying him up is going to constitute shaking him clear of it. So
Yeah, but
I
greater
have no
restoration
problem with that.
first.
But yeah, if you
Giant
turn,
cat,
if
right?
you make him no longer a were tiger, that would be pretty useful. Yeah.
He's just a human. That's what.
And Nace can grapple him.
That's
I
true.
mean,
right?
Nace can probably restrain
Just,
him just fine.
just hold his hands while it's
Are-
cast, and
Are
then
we killing one of them, or
oh yeah, I would say Weedle's like bye. Those are bad kitties.
how about we kill the one next to Gamelon that attacked, and the other one will give him a chance to redeem himself?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Greater restoration.
Greater Restoration, the one that didn't
Killing a
attack you.
kitty.
We're murdering the one that attacked you.
Yeah, we're killing a cat.
Okay.
Well, as long as one gets to live, I think that's justice.
They
Is
were
Greater
going to kill
Restoration
us.
one action to cast?
It is one action.
Okay.
Use the prayer beads, summon the power.
Okay, so you cast
Remove
Greater
one
Restoration on that one.
And Weedle needs the one that got Gamelon. Or tried to.
Okay.
Yeah. Weedle has no compunction.
Okay, so you cast Greater Restoration on that one. As you cast, there's a halo of light starts to form around you, this shimmering, soft yellow glow. And as you cast and reach out, the light just kind of seeps from you into them. And as it envelops their body, it swirls up them, and it swirls up to their whole body until they're almost occluded by the light. And then as it fades back down, it reveals a woman who's wearing, at this point, tattered, baggy clothes that don't fit her anymore. And she stops, and it actually shakes her out of the trance to be her body transformed. She collapses to her knees and looks at her hands and looks over and sees the other war tiger. And she goes, you don't understand the language she's speaking. It's Cindy. But you do understand, it's obviously a name. She screams out, Damius. And then she starts to jabber away in a language you don't understand, holding up her hand like she can't believe, one, that she's a human, and on her knees. She makes kind of a pleading gesture to you.
I hope that
As
wasn't
she
her
sees
husband
that-
or something.
as she
Sorry about
sees-
your friend. He's got to go.
Well, so he's still standing there hypnotized. This has only been 6 seconds. So you tell me what you want to do.
I don't feel right about killing a helpless foe.
I don't feel right about him attacking us.
Do we know if were-tigers have any sort of sentient? I mean, they
No,
are.
of course we do,
right?
because
Yeah.
we knew
You
one.
remember you
Oh,
cured
that's
one.
right. That's
You've
right. We
met a
cured,
word tiger. You
cured that
one.
girl. Yeah. Okay. Well, Nace,
I restrain him.
can you restrain?
I
him?
will fucking restrain the
Stand him
shit
back.
out of him if you want.
Sure. Give me an athletics check, Nace. With advantage, because he can't react as you get set up for this.
I hope I do okay. Well, got a 17 either way.
17's pretty solid. So obviously, when you grapple him, it will break him out of the trance. So let me see how he did. I'm going to remove one of them because she's no longer in it at all.
Can I try to communicate and thieves can't?
Yeah, you could try a thieves can't sign.
Yeah, I'll see if they recognize that.
You have to do well. Let me roll to see if he's even able to not be restrained here.
Sure.
Whoa, it froze up. Okay, Nace, you easily restrain him. So you've actually got him like his arms like cinched up behind him to where his arms are pinned like this and he can't move. As he breaks out of it, he starts to look around and like snarl, and then he sees her and just goes limp, completely stops fighting, and just looks. He seems stunned. You find yourself holding his body weight up. His legs have gone slack. He's not even trying to stand anymore.
I got this.
As he's just looking at her.
Restrain him and let's go. Let's put the amulet on a post or something, and I can cast light on it. And as we float off, they'll find that thing eventually because it's glowing. But we'll be gone without a trace by that point with these two were-tigers.
Do you want to tie them up real quick?
Yeah, we can restrain the gal. I don't think she's going to do anything, but just make sure that guy stays tied up, and then we'll.
I figured if we like tied them up, you could daylight the rope, toss the necklace, or put it around her neck or something. And
I don't even need daylight. I just need like we don't need to like.
Oh, yeah,
So-
I mean, you can cast light on it, whatever.
Just
so
take
you
him
know,
with us.
This isn't a total void. Like, she's there. He's just on his knees looking. She's tears streaming down her face now. and she's like cautiously crawling towards him to see if you guys stop her from crawling to him.
As long as
She's
she
being
doesn't
very
untie him,
submissive.
she can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, as long
Okay.
as she doesn't make any noise. I go like this because I don't want her screaming.
She looks, she nods. She doesn't seem to recognize any sign language from the thieves' camp, though.
Okay.
She puts her arms around him, and she's just hugging him, and she keeps jabbering away at you, saying something, but you don't understand what she's saying.
I don't have comprehend languages, do I?
I do as a ritual.
Well, let's
It's-
pass
Does it
out a
take a
trace and
minute?
get the hell out of here.
Does it take a minute to cast it?
10
10.
minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes. Got you.
And
Can we
after we cast,
bring him
after,
with?
after
we
we
leaving
cast
him?
that, I can drop light on the totem on a pole. We'll take them with us. That light lasts an hour, so somebody will come looking for them
Okay.
eventually.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're missing their cats.
We'll be downriver. We'll be downriver an hour by that point.
Okay, you sign to her, basically, you point, and how are you communicating that she's coming with you? Or they are coming with you? Okay, she just looks, she looks at him, she grabs his face, she jabbers at him. You hear Damius again, and then he looks just slack. He looks to both the like those he can see, and he nods. You can tell he's completely slack. He's not resisting you at all.
And then once again, I'm gonna go.
He's holding his arms behind him, allowing himself to be tied.
I'm gonna
He
give him one
nods.
too.
Then we go.
And he turns and says, in kind of a low guttural growl, he says, "Be quiet." Kind of misses the questioning tone, just like he just says the two words. It's extremely broken common.
Understood.
Okay, good. We can communicate later, but
But
first
he nods.
we need to get away.
I'll nod.
Okay,
I cast my spell.
She insists on having her arm around him.
Fine.
She won't leave his side. Okay, so you're casting Pass Without Trace. You're also.
we need to tell Pormus to get out of here because we need to give him a few to get out.
Oh yeah, Pormus will. Pormus is just can't believe what he just saw. In fact, Pormus is even there. Look, I'm ready to go, but I've got to know. Did you just cure her?
Ixion cures the foulness from all beings if they be willing.
Well, I'll be. So what are you doing with them now?
They'll go with us. Their loss will be felt by the larger group, and our message will be served.
And
Okay.
you need to get out of here now.
He says,
Because they are going to be
will.
looking.
Save your butt.
I will. I think you misunderstand me. I'm not asking if you cured her. She is asking if you cured her.
Oh, you understand them?
Yes, they're speaking Cindy. I
Yes.
understand a little.
Yes, she is cured.
He says something back to her. It sounds nothing like when they speak Cindy. It sounds more like a hillbilly speaking French. She seems a little puzzled, and he has to say it twice. But she does look, and she takes, and she's like looks to Gimlon, and she points to Damius, and makes a pleading gesture. She wants
Tell
to
her
know if you can
tomorrow.
cure him.
If tell them if they follow us quietly to help us get away from the group, then we will cure him tomorrow.
You tell Pormus tries
Yeah.
again, and she looks and goes, like, what? And he tries a couple times, but he finally manages to communicate to her, and and he's like, they know to go
Tomorrow.
with you, and they know tomorrow, but I'm not sure they understood exactly what I said. But
That's enough.
they said they won't make noise.
That's enough.
All right, in that case, if they won't make noise, I'm going to let him go as a sign of good faith.
Okay.
Well, keep him tied. Let her
No,
go free.
they're going to go with, and we're going to cure him tomorrow.
All right, fair enough.
Pormus just looks and he says, "You are truly amazing people. My
We are
people are lucky
unknowable.
to have you in
Yeah,
this land."
don't tell anybody.
Don't
Thanks.
ruin our
Stay safe
reputation.
and get back to Prameyana.
Indeed, our
Prameyama?
ways are unknowable.
Prameyama.
I don't understand your name, but I understand your goals. Thank you. Safe travels. I hope I
That's
see
why
you
we're
again.
named that.
Well met. Enjoy the crab legs.
And
All
the
right, he's
crocodile skin,
turning the raft
apparently.
around and he's taking off. I thought the
In my
did you
backpack.
leave him the skin? Yeah, I thought it was in
No.
the bag of holding.
Oh,
Yeah,
you got it? Okay.
Over the
It's in
last
our
2
backpack.
days, yeah, it still point won't stink.
Hey, so
Well, as soon as
the
you untie him, he looks and he like nods. You notice he has paws; they're retracted. His claws aren't out or anything like that.
And the werelion speaks rudimentary common, so I'll tell
Uh,
him.
like a toddler vocabulary. He speaks as much common as I speak French. Like
Okay.
I can tell you I have a
Come.
headache. You know,
Okay.
Jamal
I'll just
Alatat.
say-
You know, so
I'll just
it's
say-
pretty bad.
I'll just say her today, you tomorrow.
Yes. You tomorrow.
You.
Yes.
No,
He nods.
I'll give him one of these. You tomorrow.
What was his name?
Yes,
Dumillin
you.
or
Yes.
Damien.
You tomorrow.
Damien?
Quiet.
Damien tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Damius.
Quiet.
Sorry, is Damien.
Damius tomorrow.
So
Okay, he nods.
and we
he understands.
and we pass without a trace. Poof.
Okay.
So
So
get away from these guys.
as you I need everybody to roll stealth checks at +10.
Hey, my
If you
favorite
want,
check.
just roll them in the window. I'm just going to I'm just going to boost your achievement by 10. With pass without trace, you still have armor penalties, but with the +10, it's pretty nice.
I don't wear armor.
Oh yeah.
I want to add my
do
plus.
any of you have a stealth penalty?
Wow, 3. Jeez.
Easy,
So-
I did better than you.
Yeah, but that's a 19 after pass without trace.
So wait,
Yeah.
Jason, is this a check
Yeah.
that relies on moving silently?
Yes.
Yes. So you
Okay,
get
I get
advantage.
advantage. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I
So
don't
we
know
don't
if I
got a
need to roll, is
37.
what it sounds like.
We don't got a
I
37.
can't get a 37.
Yeah. Nate's got a 31, so
I told you I
Um,
couldn't get a 37.
Stefan is feeling a little gassy. So he threw a little low.
all right.
I only got a 20.
You were busy casting the spell. Some credit's due.
How do the tigers do?
So actually, as they start to walk, the female is actually really shaky on her feet. She seems very fatigued, probably because she just had her curse lifted. As she's kind of shaky and stumbles right off the bat, he just scoops her up. Being a war tiger, he's quite strong, and he carries her. So we're going to
Nice.
negate her roll. He gets a 29. So you slip easily into the reeds away. You go 100 feet, and as you're skirting around, Damius stops walking for a moment till one of you looks. And obviously, you guys are paying attention to him. And as you
Okay.
turn to look, he motions that way and shakes his head no, and he points to the west.
Let's
Okay.
listen to that guy.
Yep. He's got to trust us. We need to trust him. And
Okay.
west is away from the group that we saw.
Yeah,
He knows
this
what
is.
killed us.
I'll be clear. It's almost southwest. Like he's veering almost the exact opposite direction of the camp.
Okay.
He looks and he kind of looks like he's struggling, and then he whispers, "Patrols, orc."
Okay.
I'll give him the thumbs up nod and start going that way.
Okay, as you start veering more that direction, Stefan, you easily recognize that you cross tracks in the reeds that were left by orcs. It looks like they are probably patrolling a circle around the area, not nearly far enough to have gotten to your camp.
going to give my signal for orcs. I feel like
Okay.
my team knows my orc signal.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what it is.
But you
Has a middle finger.
You can point to the tracks and you like
I
that.
think
and
it's this.
orcs.
Smelly
Yeah,
orcs.
you hold your nose. There's some orcs there.
Mhm.
But Damius leads you quite a ways southwest, probably 200-300 yards. And once he gets to a certain point, you're also getting towards the edge of the reeds now, to where you're actually in fairly open ground. But you can skirt, and then at that point he turns and points along the reeds to continue that way, to start back up following the river line.
Okay.
He marches with her pretty stoically, actually. He doesn't seem to tire or slow down. You travel for the better part of an hour before the only word he says is safe.
He gets a
He
comforting
also,
pat on the back.
but yeah, that's he nods. He kneels down with her. She's shaking, seems quite cold. She's wearing hardly any clothing, and it's here in the waist. It gets very cold at night. So he like hunkers down with her. She nuzzles up into his fur, and the two of them, like they probably found like some scrub trees or brush, and they stop there. And he signals a little bit. He points like north. You can see off in the distance actually a larger cluster of trees, quite a ways off, that you would guess to be the edges of the swamp that you're approaching. And he also points down and he goes, "Go, stop."
Go.
He's not following us.
Yeah, he wants to
I-
stop there. So.
Let's see. He communicates well enough. He wants to know if you're going to keep walking or if you're stopping here.
We want to go as far as we can away from these guys.
Yeah.
Okay. You have the option of traveling through the night. I just want to warn you guys that one, you won't long rest, and two, you have to save versus exhaustion.
How far off are we from that party? Like, I don't want to stop and we're just like 400 yards from the camp.
Oh, so you are at the. So he took you there before he turned and started moving north. You're probably a mile at this point from where you were, from when you emerged from the reeds. You were 400 yards away when you emerged from the reeds. You're a mile downriver at this point.
I mean, as long as
you are
tent free.
You are significant ways away from them now.
As long as we can set up a safe camp, like I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can set up a hut.
Yeah.
I'd like to set up a hut where it's not readily visible, but
like I said, you've been following the reed line, so you're able to move back into total obscurement pretty easily.
Okay. We'll
let's
do that.
Let's rest.
Okay. So you push into the reeds a little bit and set up camp. As far as the hut goes, are they excluded from it? Are they inside?
no,
it?
they're welcome.
Okay. Then as you cast the hut and it opens up around you, they're kind of timid and looking as they're realizing.
I'll say the same word they use to us. I'll say safe.
He
Yeah.
nods. He says, I don't know, pick an Arabic word that means safe. That's what they say.
I'll also cast comprehend
Safe.
languages after the hut's up.
Okay, and I'm trying to remember,
Nice.
does that let you speak their language or just understand what they're saying?
No, I can just understand what they're saying.
Okay. So after you cast comprehend languages, and it's what you get the gist of what they're saying, right? Not the actual literal.
I understand the
translation.
literal meaning.
He understands the literal. He just
literal-
can't communicate back.
Okay. Then
It's not tongues.
As soon as they can talk, as soon as you cast comprehend languages, I don't know if you say anything because right now they are not attempting to talk to you. They've said a couple things between each other, but while you're casting, they've just been standing there, or well, crouching at the moment. It's comfortable inside the dome, right? Regardless of the outside temperature.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she's much
Yeah.
more comfortable then.
I'll just
that's
try
the
to
first
tell
thing you
him.
hear then, is her saying, she says to him, "It's very warm now. I'm comfortable."
I'll just
Do I
try
need
to
to
tell him
cast
like
any berries?
simple that like
Yeah,
I
you should.
understand, but
Point
can't
to your ears.
talk in
Point
their
to your
language.
ears, and then
Yeah.
cover your mouth.
Okay. You managed to get out like, "I hear you." And it takes a little bit of coaxing, but they figure out that you understand everything they're saying. So he says, "My name is Damius. I've. Please tell me, did you cure my wife?"
Yes. Well, Gamelon did.
"Bless you. You are a flower among our enemies." I I can't believe I used that word. I'm sorry. We we are where we are out of necessity. We are outcasts. Our only life is a life among the Master's forces. Can you truly free me as well?
Yes, tomorrow.
How can we repay you?
Know where the master is?
Yes, he is in a land called Hul. It is far,
Ooh.
far to the west beyond the Black Mountains.
Yeah, we already know that.
I am sorry I don't know more than.
Tell him, hey, if you're translating for us,
Well, I can't translate. I can just speak
So,
same language you can.
um,
I know when they understand what I'm
he's
saying.
fairly
so.
intelligent. He says, um, I can tell you the common words I know if that will help. Or actually, no, he gets pretty quick. So you understand everything I'm saying?
Yes.
Can you make me
tell him to
understand what
go.
you're saying?
No.
Okay.
Point out Pramayam on a map and give him a letter.
Okay, so you point out Pramayama on the map.
And give him a
He
note.
actually, he says Pramayama. He knows that. When you point, he's like, "Pramayama."
Give him a letter that says he's free, and they should be able to talk to him there, right? I mean, there's somebody that speaks Sind there.
Yeah, there's plenty of people who speak Sindhi.
So give him a letter that says basically, we freed these guys from servitude, treat them well, see what they know of the master, and let him go on his way.
Yeah. Maybe get him out of this war.
Okay, he lets you know. He says, I speak a little bit of the Darokan language. I know yes, no, and many terms the soldiers used.
Just
Attack,
tell him
retreat.
Pramayama, freedom, and give him the letter.
Another option is we can maybe send him to Darrakan and like maybe Corrin could do something with him.
I mean, if he goes to Pramayama first and lets them know what he knows of the master and the troop movements, etc., that's going to be more useful. He can go to Darrakan afterwards.
Yeah.
I'll remind you that the troops are all moving north. Like
Yeah, but he
you
knows
guys
where
as a party,
Pramayama is.
you guys as a party know that. I'll just remind you of that.
Yeah.
The troops, even the Pramayama forces, were preparing to move north. As this has been that's not to say Pramayama still has a force there, but pretty much everything's being diverted north as they've realized that the southern push was a feint.
Well, we could send him north, whatever. As long as he makes contact with the rest of the group, we'll give him a writ that lets him know that they're not a threat at the moment and that they might know information about.
We could send him to Axoli. Axoli, whatever.
Ixola, yeah, that's the borderland town or city. It's not a town; it's a large city.
Yeah, just get him that way. Hell.
Yeah.
If you mention Ixola, he knows where that's at.
And then we could give him a note, and then maybe, like, if you could do a sending with
Shit,
Corrin.
I'm sorry, Weedle. At the very least, you recognize this. They have Darrakan features. like as far as their hair color is not. Most of the people here have very dark black hair, short and curly. They have longer wavy hair, and the more olive skin of the Darrican people than the really dark brown skin of the Sindhi.
Guido says, I think they're Darrican.
And send them that way.
Why don't they know more Darrican words?
He knows his parents. I'm sorry. He understands. As you're talking about Darrican, he says, our families were Darrican merchants. We were taken by the Tiger people when we were very young.
Yeah, see? Send them to Darrican then.
Yep, they can go home.
This is not the first Were Tiger couple we've helped out.
Right.
We're getting pretty good at this.
Give him a note that we.
He only caught Were Tiger out of all of that. Yes, that's what we are.
In addition to the note, offering up some berries, because I love offering up berries. They did not come out of my pocket.
They're hungry. They take them. He's like, this is very good. I feel full.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good berry.
Yeah, they're good.
That's
good berry.
That's what he says. He goes, good berry.
Yes, exactly.
When he tries to speak common.
Yeah. So here's what we'll do. We'll write him a note that says, "Hey, we're the unknowables. We rescued these two from servitude. They may have information on the master's troops or movements, but they should be given free path to Darrican where they were kidnapped from."
Okay.
And send them on their way in the morning after my necklace is recharged.
Okay.
Mention they were kidnapped when they were young because they're going to wonder why they don't speak the language.
And are they going to have the skills to get back to Darrican, considering they've been Were Tigers their entire life?
We've got our writ, so I mean, those troops were like a day behind us. They should be able to find them.
Hey, if they would like to go to Karamikos, they could always just move in with us and farm.
We can write instructions on the thing, but I'm not going to try to communicate freehold, etc.
Yeah.
You can move to our freehold. It's only about 3 months travel.
There's probably someone who speaks Sind.
Then that's what we do. We camp, we cure, we send them on their way, and we head to the swamp.
Okay.
Yep.
So I will long rest everyone.
And we make sure, and we left that amulet behind on a post, the light spell on it. So.
Oh, right. So they would find it.
So they would find it. They would know kind of what happened. It's like, we got your tigers, whatever.
So, in the morning, Damius is talking to Nace. How long do you cover in languages?
It's 1 hour, so I'd have just recast it when we need to.
Would you recast it? Well, in the morning,
he's
jabbering away at you like you understand him. So,
yeah. So I'll just be like,
hold
wait.
He says, okay. You cast comprehend languages. Once you finish, he says, I don't know if you should cure me.
It's too late. He's already cured.
Or you
well,
cured.
they're jabbering away.
If you start, he's like, no, and holding his hand up. He doesn't want you to do it yet.
Okay.
Why?
Well, once you can understand him,
Yeah, he wants to be badass, maybe.
She can talk. I'm sorry. She says, I am weak. This body feels so frail. And he says, I need to protect her to get her across the Sind.
They're into weird shit.
It makes sense. Send them to Jadarin. We can find them later. He knows how to retrieve us.
So get him to civilization, and then
I should point out he is in human form again. He's still like if you were like, God, that guy looks tigerish, like that's what he looks like. But like he's jacked, like just cut. And
I think I could take him. Like
keeps glancing at him out of the side of his eye.
I was like, dude, are you really that strong? Like, I am a wizard, a mighty, mighty powerful wizard.
So he tells you like he's so thankful for the gift you've given because they cannot live in society. Um, they've been raised as outcasts and feared and monsters, and being swept up into the Master's forces was their only alternative to being wiped out. They don't want anything to do with this war. They just want to leave. They were told all their lives that they were from Darrican. So they want to go back. He is willing to, if no problem, Scott. If you can, like, he is willing to take her, and then he swears he will just return to the wastes and not fight. Like he will just go into hiding. If he can just get her to safety, which she immediately protests to, but like he tells her, this is how it has to be.
What if we send him to Cora and get him to just agree to, keep him safe, and Jadarin?
Stay at Corin. Jadarin can watch him.
Yeah, Jadarin can watch him. We'll come back and we'll cure him, and then they can both live in Darrican together.
When the war is over, we can cure him.
And he can probably just hunt near Jadarin's place anyway. I mean, Jadarin owns a place, right? We just need to clear it with him.
He has a very large swath of land with the keep.
Jadarin's already got zombies in his keep. I mean,
yeah.
What's a were-tiger?
Why don't you send him a quick message and be like, "Hey, we're sending this dude here."
Yeah, that's easy. So after they send out, I'll message Jadarin.
We rescued his son. I'm sure he'll call in a favor if he needs to for this.
Actually, that's a good point. So I'll tell him whatever his son's name was is on the way home.
Noriad.
Noriad's on his way home.
Noriad's not. Home.
Oh, he's on his way to.
Noriad's escorting the cleric, Gilead.
Yeah.
To what was that town?
To Darrican City.
He's out of danger for now.
Noriad's escorting a cleric to Darrican City.
We at least got him at Ascend for now.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Noriad's escorting a cleric to Darrican City. Estimated arrival 2 weeks or whatever.
Sure.
We're
probably
sending.
3 weeks.
Yeah, we're sending an afflicted man and his wife to you. Watch them until we return. We'll make it worth your while.
Okay.
And then instructions. Lord Jadarin, Darrican City. And
okay.
And we'll write them a letter that they can present to Jadarin.
Right.
Tells them
it explains they only speak Sindhi.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought they were going to Exoli.
Well, I mean,
if they can make it to Darrican City,
they're heading to the border. But once they get to Exoli, they're humans. They should be able to keep going from there. Especially if they have your letter that says, we vouch for these people. They need to get to Darrican City.
Well, I just mean have a Jadarin or one of his helpers pick him up in Exoli so they could just escort him straight back to where he is. Otherwise, they'd go east of his place and then back.
That's true, because Jadarin has ships going to Exoli all the time.
All right.
Like one of the ships you rode to get to his place normally goes to Exoli, so he has merchant ships going to Exoli.
Yeah, however you can communicate that to them. I mean,
well, I thought you were going to do a send to Jadarin to.
No, I'm going to tell Jadarin, but you got to tell them to meet him at Exoli.
Okay.
Oh, they know where Exoli is.
Okay, so, and they do know where Exoli is.
We'll just say you go to Exoli. Our friend will take you in, keep you safe. When we're done here, we'll go cure you then.
He looks and says, okay, I understood. Go Exoli.
Yes.
Safe.
Yes.
friend cure?
All of us,
Your
our
friend.
friend
Your
will
friend.
keep you safe.
It's safe with your friend.
Yes.
And they cure?
No. They keep you
cure.
safe. We kill Master. Go back, cure you.
Cure after Master.
Yes.
Okay.
You stay
Yes.
in Darrican with our friend.
And your friend is Jadarin.
Yes.
We understand.
He has
Thank you.
big land you can hunt there or live there.
Okay, I got the message. You get a response. The response is,
1 second.
Wow.
STFU.
I'm assuming this is very efficient word usage.
It is.
There are 2 castings.
Is that third
Keep
level?
them safe till I return, and we'll make it with your while. Keep them safe till I can cure them.
Yeah. It's a 3rd level, but I mean.
Yeah, no. We're helping people. Scott's like, damn it, I just want to go to sleep.
I'm getting pretty tired.
I can't remember if it's 20 or 25, so you get 2 castings.
I think it's 25. I just had the spell pulled up. Damn. Did I close it? Sending 25 words or less.
Well, it's 2 spells anyway. Lots of typing.
Yeah, he got cut off in the first one. So he didn't realize he could only say 25 words back.
We'll have to fix that when he gets later on. Educate him how magic works.
So, and you may have to blow a 3rd slot because he says, "How will I know them?"
Oh, sure. Yeah, we can blow 1 more.
This is the DM draining spell slots from the party.
Right.
This is part of your cunning plan.
Hey, even if you don't have fireball, I'll just charm them.
Please insert
Is there
2 more spell
anything
slots.
Yes.
Is there any
Continue the
descriptive?
spell.
Is there any descriptive or key like features I could describe? Or I mean, I'm going to tell him we had to have a writ with our signature on it.
Tell them, well, you have 25 words. Tell them they'll have a letter, and when the big werecat shows up with his wife, that's them.
He does look human right now. Their names are Damius and Tanita. Tanita.
Let's see.
I put up my book. Nothing new exciting can happen.
There you go.
Okay.
It's okay. Someone without inspiration needs to recap anyway.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, he gets the message. He responds that his men will be that he will be there to meet them, and then once they are safely to the keep, he will find his son. He thanks you again and wishes you a safe journey.
All right. So,
And
yeah.
does mention how wise he was to meet you again. So.
I have 6 more questions.
We're very profitable to him.
Okay. All right. Sorry we ran long. Just wanted to make sure we got through that point. They head kind of eastish to. They said the way they're going to avoid the patrols. Well, I'm sorry. They cross the river, and then as they break and go north, and then eastish. They do ask. See, they can ask you anything they want. Damius does ask where you plan to go now. He wants to know if he can give you any help or any advice.
Swamp.
He's never gone into the swamp. The troops. He tells you should be safe from the armies. They never enter the swamp. It's a foul place riddled with dangerous things.
Looking for Malakez.
He doesn't know what Malakez is or who Malakez is.
All right. Good luck.
Okay. They thank you profusely again. They're blown away. She seems to be getting a little bit of her strength back. She's able to move. She's not as strong as she was, but she's definitely enjoying being human. So they leave, and then that leaves you guys moving. I don't know if you're along the river or just the edge of the reeds, but following the Asanda River towards the swamp. But we will pick up next week with you guys heading for the Salt Swamp. All right. Everybody tuned in. Thanks for watching. We'll get this up on YouTube tomorrow, and we'll see everybody next week, Monday at 8 p.m. Central. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Thank you.